Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Saturday live stream on TOON TV. 8 o'clock until 10 tonight. Only a couple of hours to get your comments in. I hope you are all keeping well. And please go along and subscribe to the channel. I have actually made it over 3K subscribers now. So I just want to say thank you very much. And I am doing this on the phone tonight compared to last week on the laptop. So hopefully, fingers crossed, the quality is a lot better. And you continue with your support of the channel. And I'm going to keep these live streams going each and every weekend around 8 o'clock every Saturday. So if you haven't seen this channel before and you enjoy being part of the live stream, please don't forget to go along and subscribe. If you're watching from the very beginning as well, welcome to the channel. And also, I just want to say, if anybody would like to donate to the channel, I do have a super chat available as well. So if you'd like to donate anything to the channel money-wise, you don't have to, but it's there if you would like to. So anyway, I'm going to read your comments, guys. I hope you are all keeping well. So the comment that I've got here is from... if I can see it. So this is from Belly81. He says, I think we might have to wait a couple more weeks before the takeover to be completed and announced, and we will have to put up with all the rubbish reporting going on in the meantime. Yeah, that's the way it's going to be, unfortunately, because of the Premier League trying to think about themselves, trying to get the league started, the health and safety behind it all and things like that. So there's definitely a lot that needs to be decided. Next one is from FIFA Gaming. He's basically said, I think the takeover is done, but they are not announcing it yet because they think that Newcastle fans might break the lockdown. Yep, that is possible. The thing is, as well, with all this social distancing, I mean, you can now do unlimited exercise. It's a case of the government don't want to think that Newcastle fans will do that. It is a possibility. The next one is from, let's have a look. So the comment will let us do that. That's from Paul Jackson. He said, evening, lads. I hope you're doing well, mate. Next one is from Darren Whitefield. He says, be completed by Christmas, I'm sure. I'd like to think it's going to be done by then, but it might take a little bit longer because of what's going on with the pandemic. Yeah, the next one, let's have a look, is from Alpha Big Boots. Hope you're doing well, mate. Come on, TOON Army. Yes, I'm here. Taking your comments on the live stream tonight. If you do want to be part of it, I will leave a link so you can talk to me if you'd like. So the next one is from Kevin Scobie. If all goes well, I'm opening that can, even if it is 8 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, mate, I'll open that can anytime, to be fair, as long as we get Mike Ashley out of this football club once and for all. The next one is from Moose Hunter. Hello, Sharky, mate. I hope you're doing well. Thank you very much for joining the stream tonight. If you would like to make it your first time on the stream, please do. I will leave a link very, very soon. The next one is from Owen Taylor, who says, well done on 3K subscribers. I just want to say thank you to you lot. Like, big up to you who actually subscribe to the channel, who make it what it is, today. If it wasn't for you guys watching, I wouldn't be where I am, without your support. So, I think you should be thanking yourselves for making it what it is. If you haven't subscribed, please do. I am live every Saturday night from around 8 o'clock. The next one is from Ian Smith. He's another YouTuber. Go and subscribe to everyone. Yep, I'm not too bad, mate. How's yourself? The next one is from Alfred Big Boots. He's basically said, having a good drink on Monday. Hopefully takeover comes soon. Yeah, I think it will happen. I think it's a case of being patient. I've said it before. If we're not patient, then the thing is we'll be left disappointed. The next one is from Kenny Wilshire. He's basically said, what's it doing? Let's try and keep it real. Yeah, exactly. The next one is from Ian Smith. He's basically said, congratulations on 3K subs. Yeah, thank you very much. And I think somebody's already donated £5. I think that's Peter. Thank you very much for that £5 donation. It will go a long way for the channel. The next one is from Andrew NUFC. Evening, everyone. Evening, Andrew. Hope you're keeping well, mate. Thank you very much for joining the stream. The next one is from Jonathan Young, one of the regulars on my channel. I'm very confident that a takeover is going to go through. We just need to be patient. Yeah, exactly. That's all we can do. Be patient, and it will happen. You got to remember the big thing at this moment in time is the Premier League trying to get the season back up and running again. It's not a case of let's look at Newcastle. We'll be like second or third on their list when it comes to dealing with a situation like what we're in at the minute. Jason Harwood said, hi, how are you today? I'm not too bad, mate. How's yourself? Hope you're keeping well. The next one I've just got is from Uwan Lodge, hello, how you doing, mate? Hope you're keeping well. The next one is from Kenny Wilshire. Until we know the manager that is in doubt, there's any contact with players about the transfers. Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see on any sort of transfers and stuff. We're going to have no idea what our budget's going to be. The next one is from Anthony Wilson. Heard they are interested in Roma. Yeah, that was actually in the papers this week. I hope not, because it would be a shame if they pulled out because of the allegations. The next one is from Moose Hunter. I texted you on Instagram earlier. Oh, did you, mate? I haven't been on my Instagram today, so I will have to check that out later on to see what you said. I'm sorry if I've ignored your message. I don't normally ignore people's messages. I just haven't been on. The next one is from Peter, which is a super chat. I just want to say thank you very much, Peter. He's another YouTuber as well. Go and check him out. He's trying to get to 700 subscribers, so if you can go along, subscribe to his channel. He does a lot of previews, reviews. He does a lot of live streams as well. He does matchday vlogs. He does all sorts. I'll be getting him in the chat very, very soon. Just to let you know, guys, I will only be streaming for a couple of hours tonight till about 10 o'clock at the latest. So just to let you know. The next one is from Ronaldo Carbone. Roma begging the Saudis, can you buy your club, please? Shades of desperation there, lol. Yeah, I hope not. I'd like to think, we're going to get this takeover. Greetings from Mexico, big NUFC fan. Hello, is it DGO Ranger? Welcome to the stream, mate. Hope you're well. Hope you're keeping good in these difficult times. If you want to be part of the stream, guys, please let us know. Mike Perry, if Mike Ashley remains as owner, who's for catching him and dangling him from the roof of St James's Park and using him as a human? I think there'd be a lot of fans, to be fair. I think you're not the only one. The next one is from Moon Lodge. At least we'll get rid of Mike Ashley. Yeah, that's the big thing. We need to get rid of him. Alfred Big Boots. Not long, lads. We could be the richest club in the world. I'd love to see it, mate. Love to see it. But we need to do it the right way. Ian Smith, Sharky wearing the best away kit Puma have made for NUFC, in my opinion. Yeah, mate, this is the best away top that Puma have ever made. You could say the black and gold one as well. I've got that one from 2017-18 season, I believe. I like that one as well. I've got the green one. The next one is from Charlie Adler. Big shout out to the Bundesliga for giving us some games to watch today. Shame our sister Club Schalke got spanked. They got spanked 4-0. Did anybody watch the Bundesliga? Let me know. I'm sure you'd like to have a little conversation about that. How the Premier League going to go forward with that. The next one is from Fortnite God. Who do you think should be the first signing if the takeover goes through? I'd like to see Koulibaly, or I'd like to see a Timo Werner, but maybe that's just wishful thinking. The next one is from Andy Lee. Welcome to the stream, mate. 100% going to happen. I've seen it. Could be in 6 months' time. We'll have to wait and see, mate. We can't just speculate. I think we're just going to have to wait. The next one is from Liam Talks Football. Hello, mate. How are you doing? I hope you're keeping well. Hope everyone's keeping well in these difficult times. Of course, let us know what you think about the takeover. Do you think it's going to happen? Do you think it's going to be blocked? There's been loads of numerous reports going around that with the human rights, it could be blocked. There was rights, of all sorts of people. It's all over the place, isn't it? Let us know what you think about Project Restart. Do you think the Premier League will start up in June? There's been talks of Newcastle players coming out that they don't really want the season to restart. One notably is Danny Rose. Jason Harwood, I cannot believe the fans of the murdered journalist is urging Newcastle fans to block the takeover. No Newcastle fans in a million years would block the takeover. Yeah, I think the way I look at it is I think she's guilt-tripping the fans. And why should we be guilt-tripped over a situation that has nothing to do with us? We don't have any control. Who buys our football club? Who owns the club? Who buys this player, that player? We just want to see a team that tries. We just want to see some good players on the pitch. We just want to see, a team that we can be, a club that we can be proud of. The next one is from Andrew Johnson. Now the one you're wearing is our best away kit in years. They've had a few, to be fair, but there's this one and the black and gold one. I do love this one though. I'm not gonna lie. Probably the best 60 quid I think I've spent. This is from Mike Perry. I'd like to fire Mike Ashley out of cannon if there's a cannon big enough to take that fat. Yeah, you know what? He can take his boyfriend Richard Keys as well, or call him Richard Head with him. To be fair, I would get rid of Charnley as well. I'd get rid of Penfold. I'd get rid of a lot of them. And that's just being nice. Dark Dude, if this takeover goes through, what players would you keep? I'd say give Miggy Almiron a bit of time and he can become a top Newcastle player. St. Maximin should definitely stay at Newcastle. I've always said I'll keep Martin Dubravka, for me, top quality keeper. Jamal Lascelles, captain, leader. You could say Fabian Shaw. I would definitely keep the two Longstaff brothers. I would definitely keep a hold of Miguel Almiron, St. Maximin. You want to keep a hold of your younger lads as well in the academy and try and build them up to be better players. Trying to think of who else. There's at least 6 or 7 I would keep. But if a takeover doesn't go through, then yeah, it could be wishful thinking. The next one is from Kenny Wilshire. £60 got mine for £14 from China. Not bad. Not bad. Yeah, I got mine from, was it DW Sports? I think I got it from. I can't remember. It was such a long time ago now. Dog Dude, I love Dubravka. Such an underrated goalkeeper. Yeah, for me, he's a top 6 quality goalkeeper. Somebody who, you can rely on. Somebody who's going to get you out of shit. Somebody who you reads the game very well. And for me, for how much we're paid for him, it's an absolute bargain. For me, he'd get in any top 6 Premier League club without a doubt. The next one is from 80s Gamer 1982. Keep Lazaro. You see, I'm not too sure about Lazaro, if I'm honest. I don't think he's really what we want. If I was going to keep anybody, I'll keep Jethro Willems. I think he's come in, and before that injury, I thought he'd done a solid job. He was a bit shaky at first against Arsenal, but he really found his feet, in the Newcastle side, and I think he's definitely got a lot more to offer the club if we were to get him back for 10 million. But for me, that's a steal. Brian Collins says, if the takeover does not go through, then Newcastle United is dead. I think, unfortunately, mate, we're just going to have to get behind the side. That's all you can do. We're just going to have to wait and see. Darren Whitfield, with all these new players coming in tomorrow, would you change the captain? No, not really. I would definitely keep Lascelles. I think he's done all right, to be fair. I know he's had a few off games, but he's led by example. He can talk. He can score as well, especially from set pieces. But if it was a choice between Lascelles and Richie, I'd probably put Richie as captain. But then again, that's just between them both. The next one is from Jason Harwood. Do you prefer the goalkeeper we got now or to Tim Krul? See, I love Tim Krul. It's a tough one to say because I thought Tim Krul kept winning a lot of games as well, especially against Tottenham. That one at White Hart Lane, I thought that was unbelievable. That performance was 100% top class. I'll probably keep Dubravka because I think he's got more to offer in this side. Next one is from Kenny Wilshire. Darren, what new players? Well, depends what new players are going to come in, doesn't it? Let's have a look. The next one is from MDMD. He's basically said we need to buy Willems. Yeah, 100%, mate. 100%. He's a good player. He's done a good job. Owen Lodge project, the Premier League. Yeah, they're going to try and get the season up and running, aren't they? It's a case of if and when. Dark Dude said, what would your view be about Pochettino being the next manager, or would you have Rafa back or give Steve Bruce more of a chance with big money? Well, if the season restarts, you give Steve Bruce the last 9 games, see what he does, and then obviously if the new owners want to buy, if they want to buy out Rafa's contract or if they want to get a Pochettino, then so be it. I mean, we don't have a say on that, but I would definitely give Steve Bruce until the end of the season, see what he does. If he wins the FA Cup, I think for me that buys him at least an automatic 6 months, but everyone will have a different opinion on that. Rafa wouldn't be a bad shout, but it's all ifs and buts at the minute. The next one is, I watched Borussia Dortmund versus Schalke. It was boring without the fans. The game just doesn't feel like the same. It turned it off at half time. Yeah, I mean, the stadiums are going to be echoey. I've seen the substitutions, and it just felt like they were going to be under siege or something. It was nothing I've seen before. It was a bit strange seeing Signal Iduna Park so quiet because they're so used to a big crowd. And plus, it was a derby as well. Not a good start for Schalke either. But I tell you what, Haaland was amazing. Alfred Big Boot says, not long as we be competing in the Champions League, mate. I'd love to see it. A club like ours should be competing in the Champions League. No offense, but the Premier League restart might be playing part of Newcastle. Yeah, Tim Krul's first game against Palermo away was something. Tim Krul's first game against Palermo away was something special. Yeah, I remember that game. I think he had a really good game. Right, guys, I'm going to let people into the stream. If you want to come into the stream, it's now ready for you. And you can come in and you can have your say. Right, so the link's coming in now. So if you'd like to join the stream, feel free. Dark Dude basically said, I see Newcastle possibly winning an FA Cup if this season resumes. They have really challenged City this season. I feel Steve Bruce has surprised a lot of people. I think he's done a lot better than we expected, because when he come in, nobody really wanted him, and I think I was the same. But I think once he's changed the formation, it did take him a good 5-6 months. He's definitely done a lot better than I thought. And we've got a surprise package joining the stream. How is it going, Peter? PD Prologue? Can I hear you? You got your mic on? Can you hear me? I don't know if I can hear you. Hello, Peter? Can you hear me? Right, anyway, we'll continue reading the comments. Keep Williams, current keepers, Fernandez, Lascelles, St. Maximin, Longstaff, Almiron, Shelby, Richie Shaw, Richie, Joe Linton, sell the rest. Yeah, there's definitely going to be a big clear out of players, I imagine.
Oh, is that it?
PD Prologue, can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Yes, I can hear you, mate, and things are looking good. How are you doing? You keeping well?
And yourself?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. I'm actually streaming on my phone this time, so hopefully, fingers crossed, things go better than normal.
All right.
Not my laptop. So does it look better?
It does sound a lot better. I'm on the laptop, but I've got all the settings on like low, which is
I'll put it on desktop mode. So hopefully, fingers crossed, this time it's not too bad. But we've got people joining, so it's actually working this time, which is better than normal. So I'll let you join in the stream tonight, mate. So guys, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe, but also subscribe to PD Prologue on YouTube. He does a lot of similar stuff to myself. So the next question is from Mike Perry. He says, do you think the famous gypsy curse on Newcastle is playing out with the opposition against the takeover, which is hypocrisy? I've never known so much crap and drama of any other club. So basically what he's talking about is the human rights and stuff, Peter. There's a lot of people against the takeover. Like, what's your thoughts on it so far? Do you think it's going to go through? Or do you think the deal to get the club bought from Mike Ashley's going to... Do you think it's going to collapse? What do you think?
I'm still going to remain hopeful that it'll go through. Definitely, that's what you want. Definitely to happen. I know there's people that have got the reasons why they don't want it to happen, but to be honest, I think majority of these people that are trying to stop it from getting blocked, it just sounds political, pretty much. I mean, like, who was it? The wife of the journalist that apparently got murdered.
Mushoggi or something. I can't remember the name of my heart.
She said she doesn't want the deal to go through. But another thing is, like, I don't want to sound too political here. I mean, like, you know, the Mohammed bin Prince Salman, whoever he's called, he's met up with Boris Johnson. But did you see the wife write to Boris Johnson and the Queen just to say, "Don't go and meet this bloke"? Definitely not.
That's what I mean. Like, that's why I think there's going to be a takeover, because he's obviously shook hands with Boris Johnson, the Queen. They've got a good relationship, and I just think at the end of the day, I think she's guilt tripping the fans to think, that we should feel sorry for her. Yes, don't get us wrong, it's tragic what's happened, but at the end of the day, we don't have any control who buys and runs our football club. At the end of the day, we don't have a say on who Mike Ashley's going to sell the football club to. So why should we be the ones to feel guilt tripped in this situation?
Exactly. Yes.
I think it's all wrong. Personally, honestly, I've said from day one that we should stay, patient. I think patience is the key. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Let's not get too excited, because obviously nothing's happened. But if we stay patient, something will happen. It's a case of, do you not believe that with a Premier League restart project that they're looking at that first over the takeover?
Yeah, it could well be, because it's determined that they definitely want to get the season back up and running. Definitely, by the looks of it. As you see, the Bundesliga came back today. Definitely.
What do you think?
It wasn't bad to watch, actually. I know there was no fans watching the game, but honestly, I thought, tell you what, it was very easy for Borussia Dortmund, wasn't it?
Good performance. I thought, obviously, ex-Huddersfield manager David Wagner as well, manager of Schalke, he basically said that they weren't good enough. Unfortunately, they got beat by a better side. There's no excuses. It was a bit strange. It was a bit strange, obviously, not seeing the fans there. Football's nothing without the fans, but tell you what, did you see the Borussia Dortmund substitutes when you'd seen the picture? It felt like they were getting taken hostage.
Oh,
Alfred Big Boot said we should try and sign Jadon Sancho. I mean, how realistic would that be if we got a takeover?
That's a tough
Good.
one.
He's a bright player though. He's pacey.
Yeah, I think Man United are definitely eyeing up him. I know
But if we're offering more money though, and we've got more ambition to win and stuff.
it could be a possibility.
Andrew, NUC mate, welcome to the stream. I can't see us signing the likes of Sancho for the time being. That's what Peter basically said. Maybe a few years down the line. I've always said that if we're going to take over, we've got to build the foundation up. We can't just expect that we're going to come out and buy all these big players, because you look at the state of the training pitch. I mean, no one's going to want to sign for us looking at that.
Oh, definitely not. You just look at the training facilities, wheelie bins, paddling pools. Oh, possibly outdated gym equipment as well. You can imagine how many years has that gym equipment been in there as well. Oh, hey, man.
Guys, just before I go on to the next comment, please, if you haven't hit the subscribe button, please do. If you haven't liked the stream, please get the likes up. I want to try and get it to at least 50, 60 likes, if not more. So if you haven't hit the like button, it's free to do so. Put your comments in, get and be part of the conversation tonight as well. And I want to say a massive thank you to everyone for 3K subscribers. I will be doing a separate video, so stay tuned to that. The next one is from Paul Jackson. If this deal doesn't go through, there's going to be a frigging war. Well, I think that I wouldn't say a war, but there's definitely going to be a lot of fans not going back next season if there's no takeover, because again, more publicity stunts from Mike Ashley. What's your take on it? It's either going to be positivity or it's either going to be fans not going back. How do you say it if a deal doesn't go through?
Could be definitely that way. More fans turning away. There could be more protests happening again as well. Anything could happen, but you can imagine it's going to be more restless from the fans.
The next one's from Steve Cole. With the ongoing Prem's restart still being decided in my mind, the takeover will be announced shortly after they sort out what's going on with the Prem. Keep the faith, lads. It's going to happen. Cans, yeah, I agree with that. I think it's a case of let's just stay patient. The Premier League restart is a lot more important than the takeover. I will say that as a fan, like getting this league restarted or either to its conclusion, if it's not going to go ahead, that's more important than what we have now.
Oh yes, absolutely. Because I think you can definitely tell, as I mentioned, that it looks like they want to get the season back up and running. Definitely by the look of it, you can see it's definitely heading that way. Even though I did a video on this, that I think they should just not continue with the rest of the season. I mean, it's just not safe to do so. This country has had over 30,000 deaths with this coronavirus pandemic. That is the problem.
Well, yeah, it just went up again the day, didn't it, on the stats?
Like one article said 200, but now I read another one, it said 400.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Owen Taylor said, do you think that Newcastle will be able to go through to the FA Cup finals and the FA Cup without the fans at the stadium? I think so. I think there'll be less pressure. Like, obviously, we need the fans, of course we do, but in a sense, you'd want to try and get the season restarted so we can see where we're going to end up in the FA Cup. Because for me, if we make a couple of trips to Wembley, but yes, you want to see the fans, but you do want to see Newcastle at Wembley, don't you? In an actual cup competition, not just against Tottenham.
Absolutely, yes, and it all comes down to players. If they put a performance on the pitch, you've got a mighty chance of doing it so as well.
Ronaldo Carbone says they can't really block it for piracy when they sign a TV deal with Qatar when everybody knows they bribed FIFA. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. But I didn't really want to get too much into that political side of things. Mike Perry said, so if a takeover does happen, the potential is beyond our wildest dreams. Can you imagine? It blows your mind. Exactly. You're going to get 52,000 fans every home game. You're going to get packed out at weekends, and you're going to get we're a football mad city, though. You know what I mean? We're a club that, without the football, I wouldn't say the city is nothing, but the club has a big bearing on the city, doesn't it?
Oh yes, absolutely. More happy fans, no restless fans. Hope no more protests, both inside and out the ground anymore. Hopefully as well.
No more division from the fans as well. No more. You can't do this. You can't do that.
Absolutely, yes.
Peter Johnson said, should we give Joe Linton a new contract soon in case another team tries to take him away from us? Personally, in my opinion, I wouldn't give him a new contract, but I'd certainly give him at least I would certainly give him at least January. What do you think?
I think I agree as well. I mean, like, it's not been great, but you could say it is a new league. He's coming in, and we're not playing him in his natural position. We're playing him as a striker when his natural position was a left winger for Hoffenheim, wasn't it? Definitely, yeah.
Well, he's never really scored more than double figures anyway. He's been
Aye,
so
that's the other
that
thing
was
as
the
well.
pressure, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. He
Uh,
can try. He can try at times.
Cruzy 1892 said we need a
Oh,
Santiago Muniz from goal.
that's actually Andrew Cruz.
Would you take him at this
If
moment in time with Joe Linton? I mean, he can't be any worse.
he was real life, yeah. Oh, I absolutely.
The next one is from Moose Hunter. What's it like on stream? It's actually not a bad streaming site, to be fair. StreamYard, I think that's what he's talking about. It's actually a lot better. It seems like tonight it's running a lot better on my phone, does it? It seems better.
Yeah.
There's no problems. Mike Perry says definitely a lot of work to do to be done from the ground up to the academy surrounding areas, which would be bloody fantastic. Well, yeah, I mean, if you think about it, Peter, 13 years of total neglect, from the painting of the walls to just getting in better pitches, better gym facilities, more space, not using paddling pools and wheelie bins as you've touched upon.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah, forget that. I think there'll be a lot more players definitely be happy. I could just can't imagine how players must be feeling having to still do training exercises in those kind of facilities that we've still got here.
David, don't even remind me of Benton. David Waller, Newcastle United takeover deal worth 30 quid.
You probably mean free.
I was going to say, free. David Doyle, welcome to the stream, mate. It'll cost a fortune for either side to back out. Both sides are lawyered up to the teeth. The Prem need the Saudi money. I totally agree with him. That's what I've said. Like, it's a case of, both have obviously put that money, they put the money where the mouth is, that there's been a £17 million deposit. I don't think it's money that Amanda Staveley really wants to lose. I think if she wasn't that confident about a deal, I don't think she would have knocked that deposit in. And Mike Ashley knows he needs the money because he's Sports Direct. He's House of Fraser. He's suffering.
He's suffering badly at this moment of time.
Let's have a look. So the next one is from Mike Perry. He said, I can't take another blow of disappointment. It's got to happen or Ashley won't be safe. Yeah, I agree. I think 13 years of total dross. I mean, 1 5th place finish. People forget we actually had a quarter-final in the League Cup under Alan Pardew. I think so we're saying 14 years without doing anything. We did get to a quarter-final in the League Cup. Yeah, but I know what he means, or like mid-table relegations.
Yeah, I know, and we got a 5th place finish under Pardew as well. But that's really it.
The next one's from Andrew NUFC. I'd either sell Joe Linton or send him out on loan. I've always said keep until at least January. If he doesn't cut it, then send him out on loan. I think you've got to give him another season at least to see what he can do. I know he's really struggled, obviously, with us in the side, but at least give him another 6 months. You can't be any more fairer than that. But what would you do, Peter?
I think I definitely agree with the same. Definitely. I mean, he's still a young lad. He probably could still get better. So it could go either way, really, to be honest. But yeah, I think I definitely agree with what you just said.
MD says that when the takeover happens, the owners should think about making the stadium bigger because when it goes through, it will be jam-packed with loads of fans. The thing is, there's already a project going on with, is it new state-of-the-art flats and stuff and university buildings, etc. I don't know. I haven't really read too much into it.
Yeah, Strawberry Corner area, I think it is.
Where do you build? Apart from the East End, where else do you build? They're all listed buildings. I'd love to see it, though. The next one is from Owen Taylor. Joe Linton was signed by Ashley, and we know we can't trust anything that Ashley does. Well, that's it. I mean, he really wanted him, didn't he? So if you really want somebody, you'll go out and get him. Benitez certainly didn't want him. I didn't really want him, but there we go. The next one is from Jackie Nicholson. I hope you're keeping well. Change 9 ball back to Shearer's. Do you agree? I completely agree with that.
100% yes. Definitely do that. 100%. It was called Shearer's ball for a reason at first. Why change it?
The next one is from Dean Zaman. He's basically said, hi, James and Peter, how are you? If a takeover happens, we should rebuild connection with the fans, trust, and make one step at a time. Yeah, I totally agree with that. I think I've always said with a takeover, it's all about building the foundations up. We can't just expect that we're going to get all of these big name players straight away. It's going to take time. City, they had a project. They didn't win the Premier League for a good 4 years after they got bought. Yes, they won FA Cups and stuff, but you've got to build a team that knows the Premier League. You've got to get the right players in. And of course, you've got to change the training facilities, because if you don't up those facilities, we're not going to get the best players.
Oh, absolutely, yes. I mean, like, yeah, and connection with the fans, because I think the day Rafa left and Steve Bruce got appointed, there was fans turning on each other. It was definitely all over Twitter, and shouldn't happen. Definitely
That hasn't changed, though, is it? Hasn't changed.
Definitely hasn't, but crazy.
The next one's from Charlie Adler. Players like Sancho have fantasy talk. It takes a strong personality to play in front of St James's Park. I prefer proven Premier League quality before we blow a wad of cash on a Ben. I think I've just basically said that, like, you know, we can't just go out and buy all the big names. The thing is, as well, we'll talk about wanting strikers worth 50, 60 million quid. That would be great, but what was if it went wrong? A bit like what it's doing now with Joe Linton. You know what I mean? You got to be careful, like what you spend your money on. But the first thing for me, I would happily take a couple of seasons of not doing anything under the new owners if it meant that the training facilities were better. What do you think on that?
Absolutely, yes. I mean, like, the need changing, it needs sorting out. I mean, this can't go on. These, like, training facilities we'll keep using. I mean, like, it could be hazardous as well. Particularly if, yeah, it could be definitely hazardous and possibly dangerous.
The next one is from Cruzy, 1892, shall I say? Beg your pardon. Agreed. I still call it Chivas bar to this day. I still do as well. I don't think there's a day that goes back where I don't actually call it Chivas, because we know where it belongs and who it belongs to. Next one is from Kaylee Parnaby. Hope you're well. Nathan Redmond, better than what we have already. Would you take Nathan Redmond from Norwich? Is he playing for Norwich? Is he Norwich? It is Norwich. Southampton. No, Southampton, of course it is. Yeah, he used to play for Norwich. But would you take Nathan Redmond? I mean, is he better than Astor? I mean, he can't be any worse, surely.
I'd definitely give him a chance there, definitely. English, still a young lad as well. Only still around about mid-20s. Yeah, why not?
The next one. Yeah, yep. It depends if we get the takeover. Do you know what I mean? I'd still expect him with Mike Ashley. I'd expect him to go and spend that money for what we'll give back to the club. Owen Taylor says, hope you're well, mate. I just want to see some good youth talent rather than all the big money signings who are just playing for the money. Like, I agree. I think I've always said Newcastle, we shouldn't be built on just wanting to buy everything. You know, I know our fans don't have that mentality, but some fans think we do. I've always said we need to build from the bottom. You know, build our own players. You know, bring in some of the local lads. You know, we've done it in the past with like a Shearer, Paul Dummett. We've done it with Shola. We've done it with all sorts of players. You know what I mean? We've brought them through. Yeah, okay, Shearer came through Southampton's ranks, but we still made him into a better player, though. You know what I mean? When he played for us, even though he won something at Blackburn.
Oh yes, absolutely yes. I mean, like, that's the thing. You want players who really want to play for the shirt. I mean, like, some of these players that you see just want it just for the money at the end of the week or whenever they get it. Oh, honestly, it absolutely friggin' stinks.
Like, Ashley's ownership for you, isn't it? The next one is from Jackie Nicholson. I would take Cavani for a couple of seasons now. How old is he? 30?
33 or 4, isn't he?
It's a shout, but would you really want to move from PSG to Newcastle, where he's got, like, you know, the beauty of France? He's got the French coast, south coast. And then he comes to Newcastle, and there's just, yeah, fair enough. We've got the Tyne Bridge, we've got the quayside and that, but like the weather over in France, you'd rather stay there, wouldn't you? For now. Plus, if you look at the trade, you look at the state of the facilities that they've got at PSG, and then you look at Newcastle. He's like, why is Almiron like warming down in a wheelie bin? What's all that about?
Exactly. I mean, like, also you're thinking, if you've got why not stay abroad if you've got like a villa or holiday home over there as well?
David Doyle says, is anybody buying into the press coverage, or are we beyond it now, almost making people forget how corrupt footballers keep politics on the bench? What do you think on that, Peter?
Oh, yeah, well, you got to keep politics out of football, definitely. It's all about pleasing the fans, the thing, and yeah.
Samari, would you take him? He's the one who's been linked. I know he's been linked in the past.
January, wasn't he?
£40 million or something? Was it 40 million that got rejected?
45 million, something like that.
Oh no, he rejected us, didn't he? Did he not reject us? He did. I think he rejected. I heard reports he rejected it.
The deal with was it from Lille? I think it was.
Probably glad. I'm probably glad we didn't pay that sort of money because you look at so little.
They said I think it was on the final day of the transfer window. Apparently, deal was all agreed. It was just the player that didn't want to move.
Andrew NUFC says if we improve the youth academy, we will produce great players, just like City have been doing. Because you look at what's his face now up front? Oh man, his name escapes us. What's his name for Man City? Man up front. He scored in the Carabao Cup. Oh man. But anyway, let us know. I know. Do you know when his name escapes you? Phil Foden. That's his name. Phil Foden.
Oh yeah.
It can be proved that it can be done. You know, I mean, we've done it with obviously Andy Carroll. He didn't quite get his run, obviously, Mike Ashley sold him, but I still reckon a young Andy Carroll who was banging them in the Championship and the Premier League, there was a chance. Can I join your call with PD Prodlock? Yes, mate. I'll leave a link in now. So 1 second. Copy a clipboard. If you want to join the stream with me and Peter, feel free. 1 second, guys. It's not easy when you do it on your phone. What am I doing?
You had to use the internet on your phone, just the actual internet to get StreamYard.
Oh no, my internet's quite secure. You could just go on desktop site.
Oh, desktop.
Yeah, desktop site, and then literally it just hoists it straight in. But you've obviously it's a bit more difficult, but you know we're getting there. I have dropped a link in as well, so if anybody would like to join the stream, you're more than welcome to. The next one is from William Hughes. Hi from old Belfast. Hoping the takeover goes through, mate. I hope you're well. Thank you very much. Yep. Fingers crossed something does go through and we'll finally get that fat toad out of our football club. The next one is from Craig Mole. Being completely honest, which players I'm the sort of squad would you like to keep? Liam Hunter, where is he? Let him join the stream. Should be there. Hi Liam, mate. How's it going? You alright? You good?
Yeah.
We've just been talking about the takeover and stuff like that. What's your thoughts on it?
Well, I'm 50-50 actually, because
you might have cut out slightly there, Liam.
Is it?
I think he's kind of cut out a little bit, or is it just me?
I can see him.
Hello, Liam.
Hello.
Oh, sorry, mate. You kind of cut out. What were you saying? You said it was 50-50 with yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's with the reports and stuff on the papers. They're telling you one thing and then they're telling you the other. You don't quite know where it's at. You know, especially with the Premier League restart. The next one is from Andy Lee. The Saudis won't mess around. I read out a comment and it disappears. There we go. I'm getting that many, you see. The Saudis won't mess about. They will want the best of everything, including a new stadium. It's about time we had some of these trophies in our cabinet. I totally agree with that. Jenny, you agree? We do need trophies, like.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, what was it? 1950 since our last domestic trophy. Oh, something like that. Or whatever.
Absolute crime, isn't it? The next one's from Peter Berfelsen. He said, "Toon, Greenland in Inuit." Oh, he's from Greenland. Greetings, mate. Greetings. Guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do hit the like button as well. I have got a super chat as well. If you would like to donate anything, you don't have to, but it is there. It's a new thing for the channel to help a smaller YouTuber. Next one is from Mike Perry. There's no reason why Newcastle couldn't produce the best youth players in the country because we are football mad. The only city that possibly comes close is Liverpool. I completely agree with that. Do you agree with that, Liam?
Yeah.
Let's have a look. So the next one is from David Doyle. He said 100%. Oh, so he's basically commenting from another one. The next one is from FIFA Gaming. Actually, there was one from Joshua Duffy. Sorry, mate. I think Mike Ashley is a good owner. Well, you could say good owner in terms of stabilising the club, but he hasn't been a good owner otherwise for anything else.
The debt, but my God, it's been majority of absolute dross.
It's been tiring, hasn't it? It's been just watching the same old every week. FIFA Gaming says, do you think the takeover is complete? They are not announcing it because they think Newcastle fans might break lockdown rules. Peter, what's your thoughts? Do you think it's going to be complete or do you think it's going to...
Good question. It could be, or it could be not completed just yet. But yeah, I think you can understand that there might be a lot of fans that want to turn up to St James's Park.
I'll be one of them, mate. I'm not going to lie. If they said to me on Sky Sports that this deal has gone through, mate, I'm going to St James's Park. I don't care.
Lockdown rules.
Mate, I'll happily, right? I'm sorry to say, I would happily break lockdown rules if it meant I can go outside St James's Park and have another Shearer moment. Mate, I've been waiting long enough for this. I will happily serve time in prison if it meant I could go and celebrate outside the ground for like 5 minutes. Just have me moment. Honestly, I would. What about you, Liam? Do you think the deal's complete, and do you think it's because the government don't want to announce anything due to what's going on with the virus?
Has he gone off?
Hello, Liam.
It's just me and you, from what I can see from the live stream.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to kick him out. But unfortunately, I will have to kick him. He's gone. The next one, I can't quite read that language, but you are welcome to the channel. Thank you very much. If you could translate that would be amazing. But thank you very much for the comment. I don't know what that means, but hey ho, we'll get on with it. Next one's from Liam NUFC 1969 was the last trophy. Yep, that was the Fairs Cup, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Liam NUFC is replying to one of your comments. Peter, he's basically said we're in debt now. Well, we're in debt to Mike Ashley. We're in debt to Mike Ashley, but we're not in debt. The club's not in debt. The club's actually clear.
Should be,
Liam, unfortunately, you've got connection problems, mate. I'm going to have to kick you from the stream. But we'll get you back in soon. Keith Roll said, let's have a look. Would you sacrifice St James's Park for a new stadium if it meant Newcastle would win a few trophies and qualified for Europa League regularly like City? I don't want to have another West Ham moment where we'll go to a bog standard ground. St James's Park is our home. It's our home, mate.
Yes. It is, yes. It is our home. We've had this for a lot of years.
It's where the history lies. The thing is,
absolutely,
there's been times as well where you've seen Arsenal move. It's not been the same. It's been soulless. You've seen it with now West Ham. You've seen it with other clubs. But it doesn't guarantee that you're going to have success just by moving grounds. City didn't move ground. Yes, fair enough, that ground was built in 2003. But I think Newcastle, it's where the history is. Yes, we haven't won anything for years, but the history is at St James's Park.
Absolutely, it is.
I can't put that any simpler. So I certainly wouldn't move. But then again, if it happened, it happened. You know what I mean? We don't really have a say. The next one is from, let's have a look. Oh, it's gone. Bring it back. Right. So the next one is from Owen Taylor. I think that the new owners, they might motivate the players because they probably will be happier because they will not be training in wheelie bins. Well, we just need the takeover in general just to get what we need for the football club to help it progress to the next level. The next one is from Andrew Johnson. You will just end up with big, juicy fine, most likely.
If he's on about if you try and flog the lockdown rules, I'm
not going to read that name just for swearing purposes. But when is the official sell of Newcastle? We both don't know. We really don't know.
Just don't when it's done.
Was the question by a Spanish person? I believe so. Don't quite know what he was saying, but welcome to the stream regardless, though. You are welcome. Mike Perry, I will go full Jim Carrey liar liar movie when it's announced the takeover has gone through.
Don't blame me, pal.
Yeah. Let's have a look. I've got that many questions coming through. It's absolutely mental. I don't know where I am now. Where was I? I was with... I'll go on FIFA. If I've missed one of your comments, I do apologise. FIFA Gaming, do you think the other Premier League clubs are against the takeover because they are afraid? I think so. I think there's definitely something there from other clubs. They don't want to see Newcastle, being to a big club again. They don't want to see Newcastle with, being the richest club in the world, given all the negative press we've had in the last 13 years. They think that everyone should be better than us. I do sort of agree with that. There's a lot of jealousy out there, and if so, then why?
Yeah.
Next one is from Jonathan Young. It's great to see the latest investments made by PIF, billions of dollars in global companies, clearly part of the Saudi Vision 2030 project, and we will be part of that portfolio. Huge for the TOON. Yeah, actually, funny you should say that. They've actually invested in Disney. They've invested in other things as well this week. So it's a case of let's hope, fingers crossed, that we're part of that vision. I'd like to think we are.
Oh, fingers crossed it is.
The next one is from David Doyle. How about renaming the stadium, going to need new kit and new stadium sponsors to balance financial fair play? Now, St James's Park, don't get us wrong, it will always be St James's Park, I get that, and I know some fans are against the renaming of the stadium. But if it does bring commercial revenue into the club, how would you say it? Like, you know, if they renamed the stadium, but it was bringing in money to the club, how would you say it? I'll be all right with it, to be fair.
I think I would accept it that way, yeah, definitely.
You know, at the end of the day, it's all about money.
Yeah, that's the thing. All the thing of football is now.
Let's have a look. Try to see if there's any questions. I think there's one from Moose Hunter. He's put, I enjoyed talking to you, Sharky and PD Prologue. Yeah, thanks, mate. You just had a couple of problems with your connection, so unfortunately I had to kick you out of the stream. But we will get some more people in tonight. I am streaming for another hour and 15 minutes, so if you do want to get in tonight, let us know. Let's have a look. Pure, jealousy. If people complain about you, let's have a look. FIFA Gaming said, if people are complaining about human rights, why did the Joshua Ruiz fight happen in Saudi Arabia? That's
exactly it. And I've actually seen a couple of WWE live events that's took place in Saudi Arabia before as well.
Yeah, so I'm going to read the next one out from Owen Taylor. I hope that we can bring out Gates in a bit, because it might be interesting to see have a new rival who's not just playing against Accrington and Stanley. My thing is with Gateshead, I'd like to see Gateshead. I'd like to see Newcastle help Gateshead. You know, help them fulfil their potential, get them into the Football League at least. You know, maybe give them some of our players to help them develop. You know, play like competitive football. I mean, like we used to. Do you agree with that?
Oh yeah, why not? I think definitely a few young lads you could maybe give them maybe a loaner season, whether it's half or a full season.
Peter, I've got a new name for you. Sheikh James's Park. Looking forward to going there next season. There should be fun. They'll play with all that money. It's all about the money. In Russia, they have two crap politicians. They throw them in the bin, literally. I'm not joking. Just look on the YouTube. I think Ashley's not long overdue to skip along with his Sports Direct. I'm here for the full stream. No problem, mate. The next one is from Andrew Johnson. Let's have a look what you've said. He said, I was annoyed when Ashley did it, but he lied, saying that the extra revenue he use on players, which was bullshit. Yeah, because he changed the Sports Direct Arena for me, which was a sin. You know, why would you do that?
Oh.
To an iconic stadium.
Oh.
Arsenal Vlogs, how's it going, mate? Don't forget to subscribe to him. Hope you keep him well. The next one is from White Trout Channel. I've said before, it was all put off because of the Ramadan holy month. It'll be announced after the 25th of May. Again, take it with a pinch of salt, like with a takeover at the minute. Like, just stay patient. It will happen, I believe. It will happen at some point. If it doesn't happen, then something seriously has obviously gone wrong in the background. But with the signs I'm getting, it seems like it's very close. It's closer more than ever before. Cruzy said the Spanish comment. Let's have a look. He's translated it. When will the purchase of Newcastle United become official? It'll be official. Yeah, it's official, but it's official basically. I can't put it any clearer than that. Super Red Fan 15 said, hi, how's it going, mate? Welcome to the stream. Guys, if you haven't subscribed, please do. I have just hit over 3k subs. I want to try and push the channel on to 3.5k subscribers as well going forward. And also, if you haven't hit that like button, please smash that like button. It's free. And it just helps grow the channel. And I have got a super chat as well. So the next one is from Jack Nicholson. He's basically said, Shearer's statue moved to the Gallagate side. It's a good suggestion. I believe in that. It should be moved to the Gallagate. It's where he sat. It's where he scored his famous goals against Everton, etc.
And not to mention to break Jackie Milburn's record at the Gallagher end as well.
The fact that Jackie Milburn hasn't even been given a statue, for me, I think it's criminal. You know, one of our most successful managers ever.
Is it not Jackie? Is it not round about North of where the Gallagher is? The Jackie Milburn.
No, but the one of the better one though. A bit like what Bobby Robson's got. A better. I think that one's a little bit. I don't know. Take that as you wish. The next one. I hope the takeover hurries up. It's a case of just being patient, mate. We can't hurry anything up, unfortunately. I wish we could though, but you know, I don't make the decisions. Barry says, "Are you still going to go to matches if this falls through?" I've always said next season, if it falls through or not, I'll always go to games. I've decided
to not go back.
Yeah, so I just boycott the season after what happened to Rafa. But yeah, I think it's important just to get behind the side, get behind the manager. It's not their fault at the end of the day.
Yeah,
but at the end of the day, you're free to your decision. Everybody has a decision to make in life. So yeah. Next one is from Jason Carter. If the takeover doesn't happen, we will be worse off. Ashley thought he got rid and won't invest another penny. Well, we're going to struggle anyway, aren't we, with a pandemic?
Absolutely.
The next one is from White Trout Channel. Waiting on this takeover is bad as waiting on the number to drop. Yeah, exactly, mate. It's you know what it is? That's why it's delayed, because of the pandemic. If it wasn't for the pandemic, we probably would have heard something by now. But listen, the Premier League have got bigger things to worry about than the Newcastle United takeover. Trust us. And the next one, again, is from Liam Hunter. Also, well done for hitting 3K subs on YouTube. Yeah, thank you very much. And like I say, guys, if it wasn't for you subscribing, enjoying the content, making the channel what it is today, I wouldn't be where I am. And I have to say, I have to thank you guys for continuing to support me, in this channel, and the changes have sort of helped as well. The next one is from Jackie Nicholson. No news is good news on the takeover. Yeah, like I agree with that, Peter. Like at this moment in time, nothing's been blocked. There's been no red flags. Yes, we've heard a few poor stories from certain newspapers online, but there's been nothing to say that the deal's off. Yes, we heard something about Roma, and we have had a statement from the lass whose husband died. Apart from that, we've had no negative signs, have we?
No, definitely not. Could be it. It is. I think it is definitely just a waiting game so far, by the looks of it. And they maybe just want to surprise us Newcastle fans when it officially gets announced.
The next one is from Owen Taylor. If we get took over next season, I'm buying season tickets. Well, I've always said I'm going to buy a season ticket next season anyway, regardless, because I've always been a firm believer in getting behind the side. I had no reason for boycotting this season, and obviously that's my opinion for why I've done that, my idea. But I've always said, like, we're not a plastic club. We're Newcastle United Football Club. We've had 13 years of dross under Mike Ashley. Why should it all change now? You know what I mean? If you were going to boycott, you should have boycotted years ago. I mean, if this doesn't go through, then you can't blame the manager. You can't blame the players. That they're trying their best. What do you think, Peter?
Exactly. Yes. I mean, like the people said, I know we boycotted, but the other people it hasn't really worked so far. The boycott, but
it's never going to work anyway. Next one, let's have a look. Some of them are like replying to other people. So the next one is from Belly81, and they've said, where's all the kicking off about the Saudis investing in Disneyland, Starbucks, and Uber? I agree. Like, why is it we're getting the ones? Why are we the fans who are being punished for this when Disneyland are getting bought, Uber are getting bought, potentially, a club in Brazil could be getting a takeover? Why us? You know what I mean? I do agree that there's been a lot of fans out there that if other clubs, they have it against us because they don't want us to win things. We expect far too much. Yet, if you've had 13 years of utter dross, you'd understand where we're coming from.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Some people don't realise, man, that's the problem. The next one is from Super Red Fan 15. Can you see Gareth Bale going to your club? Personally, I can't. What about you?
It's a bit of an unrealistic one, isn't it?
Thing is, we haven't had the takeover, so we can't talk about any of that at this moment in time. It wasn't really Mike Ashley who stopped the showing of the classic matches on YouTube. Do you think there's anything now that has to be brought back? Everyday content for the club, everyday content, something that can get the fans more engaged with the club again, because at this moment in time there is no engagement. I think it's pretty awful.
Yeah.
Next one is from Jason Carter. No one seems to know how Ashley passed the fit and proper persons test in the first place. Backhanders there, I think. I know. How did Mike Ashley pass the fit and proper persons test, Peter?
God knows. God knows.
We've had one from Pete Eccles. It's not the pandemic. If the government said that the football could start tomorrow, the Premier League would say it happened, something wrong, dragged out like the background, no takeover in history. It's a difficult one to really say at this moment in time. We don't know where the takeover's at. You know what I mean? We just need to sit in and wait.
Yeah, I mean, like one story says another, but the story could say something else.
Guys, in the comments, I just want to ask, have you been watching the German Bundesliga and what did you think of it? Do you think it went through safely, or do you think there's been a few problems with it? And how would you like to see the Premier League come back? If it is to come back, how would you like to see us go within the same route as the Bundesliga? Do you think we need to make any necessary changes to what they've done? Or do you think it's too risky? Let us know down below in the comments section. The next one is from White Trout Channel. Did Lazaro do anywhere near enough to earn a transfer of 20 million plus to Newcastle? Do you think he's done enough? I don't think he has, personally.
Not yet. I think we need to see a bit more from him so far.
Yeah, Joshua Duffy basically touches on the same point that I made just about 5 minutes ago. I heard they might be buying Newcastle United at another club in Brazil. I did hear about that. There was talks about Roma, but I think they've come out and quashed it. I don't think they believe that they're going to be.
I think it was something like, if the takeover fails to Newcastle, come and get us instead, something like
that. We've got Dean coming into the stream. Welcome, Dean. You good?
See here.
How's Dean?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, Dean. Sorry, I put you in the stream and then I took you out. You good?
Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, I'm good. Sorry about that. My phone's playing back there because Siri picks up my voice and it's asking for like help or anything like that. Yeah, I'm good. How has YouTube been?
It's going all right. To be fair, I'm doing it on the phone tonight, so fingers crossed, all's going well. Quality looks better than what it has been in the last couple of streams. Takeover,
the last time we talked, yours had a bit cut off and all that, and I didn't understand what you were saying, and then next thing you had to be the questions like back and forth. But also to say congratulations, reaching 3,000 subscribers. Well done.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
impressed. Just keep all the good work.
It's people like yourself.
Yeah, I enjoy your videos, and plus I enjoy coming to live streams and just talk about Newcastle and all things football and that. So that's how I say congratulations. Let's hope keep up the good work, and let's hope you reach 3,500. Just do small steps like you always do.
Yeah, thank you very much. Like I say, you're always welcome on the channel anytime. So is Peter, so is anybody.
Yeah, my pleasure.
You're more than welcome. So let's have a look at the comments. Like I say, Dean, welcome to the stream. I hope you're well. David Doyle said, Southampton takeover took 2 months without a global pandemic. No need to panic, but it's very Newcastle. The easy way isn't our way. That is true. Like, I think a takeover doesn't just happen like, overnight. What do you think, Dean?
Yeah, I agree on that. It doesn't happen once in a fortnight. It's just going to take time to go look at if they got enough money, and plus also the finances, so that if something happens with the pandemic and anything else situation, they should go for it. And plus they have to check if they're worthy enough to put more investment into the club, and also if they have enough money to like buy the players. And plus with Man City's situation, when they bought players with ridiculous kind of money, and you wait for investigating, and look what happened. They got suspended in 2 years, and we don't end up the same boat as us, like what Man City did. And just hope that if it does, it's just going to take time. I know fans are getting a bit frustrated, waiting for a long time to happen. I'm patient myself. I was just thinking, just take time, just baby steps. You never know what happens. Things can change. The media is making a big circus around this takeover. Now they're saying that now Roma's added into the situation, and it's now making us thinking, are they turned away to the other club who have more interest in us? And like you said, you're saying that you think the clubs will have something against us. I do believe so, because some clubs don't want us to achieve because they want to more focus on the south. They're not at the north, because the north hasn't been noticed for a long time. So the way you look at the Premier League now is like they're more focused on near the Midlands and plus down south, the way it is now. And it's just really because when your owners now has got potential and wants us to achieve, it's just really, we wait for a long time, and plus 13 years under Mike Ashley, we're just frustrated about it. We think we've just seen disappointing results, and also arguments, and also worse. At one time, the fan was to be all united, but now recently, what I've seen, it's more like a divide, like something I've not seen. And I don't like getting involved in confrontation or anything like that. At the end of the day, we're a team, we're united. Doesn't matter what we are, who we are. At the end of the day, we are going to achieve something. You just got to be patient. At the end of the day, really patient.
Yeah. So this is a question to you, Peter, from Paul Kinson. Thanks for your question. Where will Newcastle be in 2 years' time if the takeover falls through? So where do you think Newcastle will be next season? Do you think we can keep a hold of our better players? What's going to happen to Steve Bruce? Let's say he doesn't win the FA Cup. What's going to happen?
Could go anywhere. Could be just the usual. They're like another mid-table battle relegation finish, but you never know. I wouldn't be surprised if a third relegation was on the cards.
Question to
I
you,
agree on
Dean.
that, Peter. I think.
Go on, Dean. Go on. Comment.
Yeah.
Go on.
I agree on that, Peter, because if a takeover doesn't happen with about mid-table relegation, that's going to happen to us. Or if a takeover does happen, we could be a possibility of being the top 10 and possibly near the top 8 in 2 years, I would say.
Dean, question to you. Have you been watching the Bundesliga this afternoon, or have you seen any highlights, and what did you make of it?
Seen the highlights of it, and to be honest, it's not bad. I was a bit concerned going into this weekend. Are there any reports of players contracting COVID-19? And so far, it looks good. And plus, Borussia Dortmund looks like they're on a pretty good roll now because we've got that new signing called Hunla, and he's showing what Borussia Dortmund's got now with the new signing. And plus, Man U were trying to buy for him, and look at Man U. They got Fernandes instead of him. But to be honest, they lost one of the big signings that they could have had, and he's been on a roll before the lockdown happened. Now he's back, and he looks like he hasn't been away. So I would say Borussia Dortmund's up, and plus it's a bit weird with no fans there, and they're starting to, but and also the celebrations, like they do the soldier budge to the side, and at the end of the day, it's just social distancing. They're just trying to prove. So look, doesn't look bad. I think it's just I was a bit concerned from the start, and I was like, I just messaged one friend and they said, "Oh, the Bundesliga's happening." I said, "I'm just concerned. I hope it all goes well and no cases confirmed or anything like that." That's what I was on, but I was impressed by the Bundesliga went.
I think it's a case of, because with the current debt situations, obviously in each country, I think it is a risk, of course. And if something goes wrong, obviously this is the first weekend back of football in the German Bundesliga, but we'll have to sort of monitor the situation, because if something was to happen to one of the footballers, fingers crossed it doesn't, of course.
Yeah.
We just got to hope that, it does run smoothly for the next sort of 2-3 weeks, because if it does that and if it runs fine, then we can sort of do the same in the Premier League. Do you think the Premier League need to do anything different to the Bundesliga, or do you think the Premier League and the EFL could follow the same routes and not change much because it is the right way? How would you look at it, Dean?
I think it looks good, because at the end of the day, it's just a save, because if Burnley looks like they've done all right, looks pretty well. But the Premier League are going to put into a vote to the players at each club that they want to go training, because they've got to have like 15 to 12 so that they can go ahead with the training and then resume the season.
Yeah.
I think they should follow what Bundesliga is, or they can follow something different, because at the end of the day, it's up to the Premier League to decide what's suitable for the club and all, because there's been reports coming out saying the players are a bit concerned, and I don't blame the players or they're concerned, because players are not only they got big houses, they got family as well, so they just want to make guarantees that there's not going to be happening. Plus, if at the end of the day, just going to see what happens with it with the vote on Monday, see if they're going to go ahead with the training. If it goes ahead of the training, then it looks like the Premier League's going to be back on around mid-June.
Well, Peter, obviously they were saying Newcastle players are against it. They don't really want to go back into training, which at the same time, you can understand their point of views, can't you, that they don't really want to go back in case there's a bigger spread, obviously, in the Northeast. I think at this moment in time, we've got the bigger infection rates, and it could be a case of they might, pass it on. I know Glenn Murray was talking about it in the week, and who was the other one? One was Troy Deeney. They were basically saying they don't want to go back into training. That they're totally against it.
Well, you don't blame them, though, do you? I mean, like Danny Rose, he came out and said it as well.
A few bad language comments in there as well, but I don't know. I think Joey Barton also made a good point as well. And I don't want to sound like I'm being hypocritical here in any way, shape, or form. But basically, Joey Barton said in a tweet, was it this morning, if those players don't want to go, or was it yesterday? If players don't want to go in and play for the representative clubs that they're playing for, then surely the reserves will jump in. It's a big opportunity for them. And do you not agree? I mean, I know, fair enough, you want to see your best players.
Because if the reserve want to make a rise to the occasion, then they should. Because at the end of the day, every opportunity presents itself, you got to take it with both hands and try and show what you can.
The next comment is from the Sports Buffet 89. Actually, go and subscribe to the Sports Boffin 89. He does a lot of different YouTube. He does a lot of sports content, football, rugby, anything that's breaking on the news. I think he's on over 800 subs, so if you go along and subscribe to him, that'd be amazing. Dean, PD, go and
that's
help.
not bad. He's doing really well.
No, he's actually good. He's actually a good lad
That's
as well.
not bad, that.
He's basically said
good.
He's called the Sports Boffin 89. But if there's anybody watching, go along and subscribe to him. Help out another YouTuber who's trying to live the dream of getting 1,000 subs. So that would be amazing. Anyway, he's basically said
he needs 200.
I'm actually already subscribed to him. Actually.
Oh well, that's good. The Sports Boffin basically he said with League 2 cancelling and League 1 looking likely to cancel. Okay, does TGI put pressure on Championship and Premier League to comment on the restart date or cancel? So what do you think about, obviously, League 1 at this moment in time? They can't think of a solution to what they want to do. They were talking about potentially both clubs joining the playoffs race, but League 2 is completely gone. What's your thoughts on that? Do you think that puts pressure now on the Championship in the Premier League?
Yeah, definitely, 100%, because they are putting a lot of pressure.
Yeah. Okay. The next one is from Lawrence Taylor, as we all know. If you want to join in the stream, mate, very soon, you're more than welcome to. Would you prefer isolation camps with neutral venues in the middle of the country over travelling to Brighton, Bournemouth, and Watford, or Spurs and West Ham coming up? What would you rather?
I'd say just play just in normal grounds, even if it is behind closed doors. I mean, like Bundesliga's back, and it was Borussia Dortmund were playing at their own ground.
I'm completely against neutral grounds, so I just don't think
it just won't make sense. Well, I said in my video, it just won't make sense, or it just won't feel right.
Yeah, I think financially as well, it's going to put a lot of pressure on the clubs to hire, coach travel, and it's unnecessary because what's not to say that the passionate Newcastle fan isn't going to make the trip down to Leicester to watch Newcastle versus Sheffield United.
Thing is, anyone could probably turn up down there.
It's just daft. So I just don't understand it. I just think they talk about let's not cross into other countries. So say for example, Birmingham City take on Swansea, right? And then say Swansea have to go and travel to Watford for that game to go ahead. Like, why would Swansea want to leave Wales to go and play in England when they could play at home? It's something doesn't add up. Do you know what I mean? That's where they need to look at it, and it's a case of why. Let's have a look. I don't think there's any more questions. I don't think we've got any more questions. But if there's anything you'd like to ask me, fire away. If there's anything that we haven't spoken about, obviously we've spoken about the Bundesliga. We've technically spoken a little bit about the takeover. Do you think the Premier League will restart in June, or do you think it's going to fall on deaf ears? I mean, they're looking to try and get it to go ahead. I'd like, to be honest with you, without not sounding too naive, I can see it coming back. I really can't. I would love to see the football back. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I can.
To be honest, I do want it back, but for me, I'm a bit concerned about the players, coaches, and the staff with the infection happening. I would say I do want it back, but I'm a bit concerned at the same time. So I would say I do want it back and just end the season in the right way and plus safely as well for the players, staff, and the coaches, because Miguel Arteta just recovered from coronavirus. So you never know, any coaches could catch it at some point, but I do want it back, but it's just made me concerned.
That's for you, Peter, from Liam Hunter.
Yeah, no problem.
Joshua Duffy basically said that Mike Ashley hates Newcastle United. I think we know that. I mean, the amount of times you see him laughing inside the stadium.
I know that
bad decisions he's made.
So I know that
the squad for at a restaurant in Pont England, and he went and did that when he got back in the taxi when Newcastleans came up like that.
The next one is from
Abdallah.
The next one is from Abdallah Al-Mami. Infection rates have increased. Well, they have actually, because the number of deaths today were quite high compared to the other day. I think it was 300. Now it's 400. So let's have a look. The next one is from Belly81. I'd write off this season and make a plan for a delayed start for next season. What do you guys think about that?
It's a good one, that one.
It's a good question, though. I think they should have a little delay around September will be the latest. in case if this pandemic might calm down. I would say I'll give it to delay of the season to September. That's what I would do, in case if it gets better or worse, anything like that. Because either way.
Do you know what it is though, right? It's a case of, you know what, you could delay the start of next season, but I don't think you can, because you've got to get in line with the Euros again, because we've pushed it. We've got to get in line with the Euros. We can't keep pushing things, you know what I mean? Like, it's a case of if they're gonna push next season, then you got to try and push the Euros again. I can't see it. Then you got to try and get in line with the season after that. Do you know what I mean? Things are going to start looking a bit confusing. There's going to be a lot of Saturday, Tuesday. Could be for the next season and a half. It's not what you want, but the next one is from Jonathan
it would
Young.
happen like that.
It sounds depressing, but it's highly likely that the mass gatherings, fans in the stadiums won't be allowed in until 2021. That is a big possibility, you know. Fans will not be allowed in the stadiums until at least 2021. How are you guys going to cope with not being able to go to St James's Park?
It's going to be hard, but we've got to get through at the end of the day. It's because it's happening. We're doing this like for a reason, pretty much, with the lockdown particularly.
Lawrence has
for me,
basically
it's
said,
going to be tough because I enjoy watching the TOON like I always do and all that. It's just really tough because at the end of the day, it's for our safety and well-being. It's well we're good. So it is likely that we're not going to be able to watch Newcastle United at James Park until next year, the way this is going. But it's going to be tough. But long as they might get someone we might be able to watch the game, even though we can't watch it at the stadium. That's what I'm hoping for.
The next one is from Lawrence Taylor. Agree, just do the tables on points per game. Now, the way I've looked at it is if they're going to cancel the season, I've just said literally give Liverpool a title. They're 25 points clear. Bring West Brom and Leeds up on merit. You don't relegate anybody from the Premier League because Villa have got the game in hand. And you never know, West Ham could stay up. And if it goes on points per game, West Ham are relegated. Also, like obviously Fulham or whatever, you have to give them some sort of compensation. How do you go about League One? Well, that remains to be seen. You either promote them up. I think you relegate from the Championship as well. Same with League Two. They've pretty much said that their season's done. I don't know what you think about bringing Leeds and West Brom up, and then at the end of next season relegating 5 clubs and bring 3 back up to get it back to 20 again. I don't know what you think on the whole playoff situation. Can they really just give Fulham, that third playoff spot if they're going to bring 3 clubs up instead of 5? It's all a bit confusing, isn't it? Start with you, Peter.
It definitely
it's confusing
does.
with the playoffs, but the promotion promotion definitely West Brom and Leeds, but the playoffs is going to be a very confusing thing. So at the moment, Fulham's like 3rd, and who's 4th?
Brentford.
Is it Brentford? But yeah, Brentford. It's just Brentford. It's just Brentford, right? I don't know. It's very confusing, but it sounds fair if you put 2 in the promotion. It gives us 5 teams, and 5 will get relegated. 3 will come on, and then to 20. It's just it's up to the league decides if they want to do it that way and if it seems fair for them. But we just have to see.
What about you, Peter? What were you going to say something about that as well?
It could work. Doing a 22 Premier League team. West Brom and Leeds, I think I'd definitely bring those back up, but definitely Leeds. It's
17 years.
Definitely about time they definitely come back up again. In the Premier League.
The Sports Boffin 89 said, will football be forced to bring in salary caps following this crisis? What do you guys think about that?
I agree on that, because at the end of the day, they have to have cuts, because at the end of the day, in this pandemic, and plus, their club's not making much money now with this pandemic. So I would say definitely. There have been reports that players have agreed and something, but at the moment, some of the players are in disagreements at the moment. So I would say agree on that.
Right, so I've got a question here from Lawrence. League 2 are apparently doing the playoffs. Do we think they can safely go ahead behind closed doors? I believe so. I mean, if the Bundesliga can do what they've done.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. The next one is from David Doyle. He could do a transfer window extension be on the cards to help. Sorry, could a transfer window extension be on the cards to help clubs regain cash flow with the prospect of empty stadiums for the foreseeable future. It's a difficult one to say right now, isn't it? I mean, we don't know when the transfer window is going to open. We don't even know if this season's going to restart. We don't know when it's going to end. We don't even know when next season is going to start. Next one's from
at the moment we just don't know. It's just really that's like.
Liam Talks Football said, "Hello guys, what's been happening? I'm good. How are you doing?" The next one is from Jonathan Slater.
Hello.
Lads, put me out of my misery. When is the takeover? My hands are so cold. Peter, what's that?
Fortunately, it gets announced when it gets announced. That's all I can say.
I could just sense everybody's got full fridges full of cans,
So
and
the
they're
cans
just
are
can't
going to
get
be
them
more
out.
cold when you open it.
The next one is from Home and Away Football Podcast. Wow. Welcome to the stream, mate. What's your opinions on BN Sports?
That's
Now,
so
I think he's talking about like the piracy, Richard Keys. Let's start with you, Peter. Your favourite man.
Yeah,
no, don't get me started.
Richard Keys. Oh my god, absolute buffoon he is. Don't watch BN Sports anyway.
Did he say it the day in the paper? They were saying, apparently he knows that there's another bid. Well, if he's talking about the Americans, well, I think they're a bit late.
Where's it?
Even though you
Where's
can't
the
rule them out.
evidence to back it up?
It's Richard Keys. This is the one who went against was it him? Went against the linesman?
Nah, mad.
Right. The next one is from PT1 and
I heard that though. The banding.
Dean, I think you're a little bit behind on the stream, mate. I don't know if you want to come back out and come back in, if that's okay. I don't know if it's just me, Peter, but I think he's a little bit behind.
Yeah, I'll try again, see if it works.
Yes, Dean, thank you. PT1 says, if the takeover does happen, do you think Newcastle could take huge advantage of clubs' current problems with needing to make money and possibly selling players cheaper? I'll say yes, we can take advantage of that, but we've got to do it in our own way. But we can't just expect.
Yeah, like don't get your hopes up. Like if we don't attract their big players straight away.
The Sports Buff in 89 said, if leagues are decided on points per game, could there be legal challenges? I think there will be. I think there will be clubs that will go against the rules of that. I think they'll, especially if you're like a Brentford or a club that's in the playoffs, or even a club that's 7th or 8th in the Championship, for example. Let's look at the Championship first. Well, even so, like in the Premier League, if clubs were to be relegated except without playing, there's going to be hell on, isn't there? You're not going to please everyone.
Oh yeah, that's the thing.
Next one's from Jonathan Slater. He says, cheers, lads. Have a good one. Yeah, thanks for coming to the stream, mate. Hope you keep them well. And we'll see you again soon. The next one is from Liam Talks Football. Would you take Poch as a manager? I would.
Yeah, I would definitely as well.
Obviously, I prefer Rafa first because I think he's got unfinished business, but you can't. Andrew NUFC. I've seen two. I've seen two tables in relation to the points per game. West Ham are 18th in one, and Bournemouth are 18th in another table. That's why I mentioned West Ham, because if you go on points per game, for me haven't done enough this season with their squad. We went down as well and they got beat.
Yes.
BN Sports, don't you think PSG? I think there was no problems when PSG got that takeover, so I don't see why we would be any different. Just because these have got more money, I don't see why they can't take over the club.
Exactly.
Let's have a look. The next one is from Paul Kinson. 8 points off relegation, 8 points off Europe. Do we trust Bruce to keep us up? I think we'll stay up. I think we'll definitely stay up.
I think we'll stay up as well, definitely.
8 points, it's doable, but I think we're too inconsistent. That's the problem.
Yeah, that is the thing.
9 games to go. I don't see us winning 9 games. I don't.
No, I don't. I expect us to probably get around about the 40-point mark if the season was to restart.
I think we can get about 50 points, I think we can get about another 15 more points. I really do. I think we can get about... we could say we get about 50, 53 points. I think that's possible.
Yeah.
With 9 games to go.
Definitely.
But the thing is, I just don't expect us to win back-to-back games, because we'll lose games that we're supposed to win.
Yeah, that is the problem.
Let's have and plus everybody's coming back into empty stadiums, so that may have a massive effect on things, Liam Talks Football. He said, as an Arsenal fan, we have a game in hand, and if we win, we can go into the European places. And since it's unfinished, they'll be legal. I just don't know how they're going to sort out Champions League or Europa League, because the French league, well, they're coming back, aren't they? Are they? But are they playing tonight? I've seen on Sky Sports games on at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, hold on. Because I thought they cancelled completely and give PSG the title.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I've seen on the Sky Sports. I looked through the different respective leagues, and they said that PSG had a game tonight at 7 o'clock. Whether that's on or not, I don't know. But certain leagues have cancelled. So what do you do about giving Europa League spots? I don't think it'll be the right thing to do. I think you'd have to requalify.
Yeah, that is the thing.
But I know about Arsenal, though, they've definitely got a chance of doing so. Home and Away Football Podcast. Would you keep Lazaro at the TOON? For me, I would definitely want to look into getting Williams instead, or Willems. What about you?
I think we need to see more of him first before we can make a final decision. I mean, he's only played came off the bench against Norwich. I know he started against Arsenal and Crystal Palace, and West Brom. Came off the bench against Southampton. Yeah. I think we need to definitely see a bit more of him first before we can make
Barry
a final
said it's all right, saying we can take advantage of other clubs by buying players on the cheap, but the same applies to us. Teams won't have the money. Sorry about that. Have the money to buy cast-offs. I think I know what you mean. Like, you know, at the end of the day, financial fair play. I know they said they were going to relax it, but you can't just, you can't just take advantage like that. I think it'd be tough. Plus, we've got players at this moment in time who are on. Some of them are on lengthy contracts. Certain ones.
Yeah.
The next one's from Jonathan Young. He said, Sharky and Peter, what are your cans of choice where the takeover is announced? Well, to be honest with you, I do drink, but I'm not like a heavy drinker, but I will this time if this goes through. Plenty of Strongbow dark fruits, plenty of everything really. Foster's. What about you, Peter? What are you drinking?
And possibly anything, whether it's beer or I'd even go stronger on like the Jack Daniels, rum, you name it. I
was going to say some of the things I see on Facebook. You could just write a list up, couldn't you? Ecoloyan ZZ said they should play fan sounds into the stadium when they play some atmospheric effects, because watching that Bundesliga today was not good. Yeah, they were saying that it was quite echoey, wasn't it, when you watched it on the TV, and that it was a bit. I watched it on BT Sport.
It was, yeah. It could work, echoey sound, but it wasn't a problem for Dortmund today, was it?
I think it's very Tim Pot, though. I mean, I've seen it the other week. They were talking about cardboard cutouts and stuff like that. I mean, come on.
Oh.
What's all that about?
I don't know. Oh my god.
Cardboard cutouts.
I mean, they just could be sitting there. They're not going to be talking, are they?
That's a fire risk. No, that's a fire risk. Because if you put them around the stadium, if one of them catches fire, we don't want another Bradford disaster. Would you be confident in us staying up? Miggy SM both get COVID. Paul Kinson. I mean, we don't wish COVID-19 on any footballer, to be fair, but I think we'd be all right. Even if we didn't have ESM or Miggy, I think we've done enough just to get over that 40-point mark. We'd probably just scrape it.
Yeah, definitely. Well, there's definitely teams that are worse than us from this season, definitely.
Dean, just due to your connection problems, I will get you in another time if that's okay. I'm going to try and maybe get another person in as well who's got a bit of a better connection. You'll have to try and sort that out, because I think he was a bit delayed, wasn't he, though, Peter? Just a bit.
He was, yes. He was a bit laggy as well.
Let's have a look. Barry said Stella. Yep. If you have one player to sign, if you could get a takeover, who would you like to sign? Who would you want to take, Peter? If we've got a takeover, who would be your first player?
And it's a tough one, isn't it? Take Koulibaly, I think, wouldn't be a bad shout. I think it would be a good job in centre back.
Jonathan Greenwood from Newcastle Fans TV, Guinness all the way. Best NFC European games, lads. What's the best game you've been to on a European night, Peter?
Oh, there's been quite a few good ones. I remember I went to a canny few when it was the UEFA Cup under Bobby Robson. I went to a canny few games there. And also
do you go to Marseille, the Champions League?
Marseille in the UEFA Cup. Yeah, I was
UEFA.
And I went to quite a few games in the UEFA Cup on the Glen Road as well.
Well, I haven't been there very often in the last good few years. Obviously, Benfica was probably a standout. I think Anzi Mkachilaka was a good one as well. You know, when they had all them big players like Samuel Eto'o and that, and we caused them like absolute problems at the end.
Oh, against Real New York at that one time.
Jonathan, if you would like to join the stream, I will send you an invite. Let's do that. Let's have a look. Sorry if it goes a little bit quiet, just due to what am I doing? What am I pressing? Do you know what? All I got. Do you know what? Why am I even doing this? Right? When I could just press that. No. There, paste.
Has he said Guinness all the way, or Guinness is lush like?
Guinness is not bad. It makes it fog quite a lot, though. To be fair.
Oh, tell me about it.
The Sports Buff in 89 says, if football returns, should league games be free to air on TV? I've always said that should be the case.
Yes.
Don't even dispute that.
Watch, since they can't go to games at this moment of time.
Paul Kinson said, cracking dark spice rum. Would you be a big fan of that?
Well, I've actually just... Well, Lauren.
Hello, Lawrence. How's it going?
Good. How are you guys?
Lawrence Taylor. Do a review on YouTube. Lawrence Taylor.
What's he said? Cracking dark spice rum. Well, actually, I've been drinking Captain Morgan dark rum, actually. But
Lawrence, what are you drinking? Water, juice, milk, coke?
Wainwright Golden Beer.
Wow, that sounds very posh. Liam, NUC vibes. But anyway, Lawrence, welcome to the stream, mate. Good to have you on. When the takeover happens, give me a glass of water. Is that to throw off Mike Ashley's face, or let us know?
Unless he just he doesn't drink.
No wrong with that. It's not about drinking, you know. Well, football technically is about drinking, but like, no, yeah, you get what I mean. Lawrence Taylor's question. Lawrence, question to yourself, mate. Let's have a look. We've got loads of questions. Wow, everyone tonight's been on fire. Guys, like I say, if you haven't subscribed, please do. I was going to say thank you very much for 3,000 subscribers. 300 subscribers. When did I have that? 2-3 years ago. Anyway, hit the like button. If you haven't hit the like button, thumbs up, please. It's free to do so, and put your comments down below. Right. So, I'd relegate West Ham. They should have went down years ago after the Tevez thing, and Sheffield United went down unfairly. So, would be calmer? What do you think about that, Lawrence? Do you think West Ham should be relegated? I don't think so.
What was I going to say? It kind of depends on... Well, if they go down, they deserve it, because they've had more than enough quality to finish top 10, probably. And players like Felipe Anderson. I mean, they spent 45 million on Sebastian Haller, who was pretty good in Germany. I don't know what happened to him, unless he's just had awful coaching.
Hello, Johnny. How's it going, mate? You well?
Yeah, very good. How are you doing, lads?
All right.
All good, thanks, man.
Yeah, not too bad. So, the first question. Well, Johnny, what your thoughts on the takeover? I think I've already spoken to you about this week. Are you still fully confident that's going to go through? I know there's been issue with the woman just obviously put a statement into the fans to say don't believe in the takeover, don't welcome them, etc. I don't know. I think that just basically guilt tripping the fans in a sense.
It's got nothing to do with her, has it? Really? I think you're barking up the wrong tree. You've got to go to the government, haven't you? You've got to go to people that are actually involved in situations like these. I think with us, for Newcastle fans, it's just let's just see what happens when Ashley goes, or if Ashley goes, rather. But we'll have to wait and see, really. It's just one of those things.
Liam talks football. Johnny, this will be for you. First question. Would you rather Newcastle win the Premier League next year or Sunderland go down to League Two?
Newcastle win the league easy. It's got to be. Look, I'm not bothered about Sunderland. If they win, they draw, they lose. I'm not really bothered. If Newcastle, more concerned if Newcastle win. If Newcastle can win the Premier League in my lifetime, that'd be nice.
Yeah, Johnny, I think you've been welcomed into the stream, mate. I think you're a massive hit on this channel. Exactly. Project Restart, Johnny. What's happening with that? Do you think, obviously, watching the Bundesliga, did you watch it today? Have you seen Schalke Dortmund, or did you see another game?
No, I watched the Dortmund game. I have to be honest. I watched the first half and I thought, I don't know. It was missing something. Like, I'm not a massive fan of European football at the best of times. Like, I'll watch the big games if they're on, but I'm only really a fan of like your Premier League and Championship, and I'll occasionally watch like Celtic v Rangers when the Scottish League's on. So, I didn't mind it. It was football on the telly. However, I'd probably say that it's not the strongest league in the world, in my personal opinion. I think there's some good teams in there. Don't get me wrong, but are they as good as our best, like so Liverpool, Manchester City, Chelsea? No, not in my opinion.
Good atmosphere, by the way, but obviously there's none there today. But for the league in general, it's really good. Like when you watch it, but it felt strange seeing it. You know, there's obviously no fans there. Obviously, some good goals scored. But how do you think it was? How do you think it was run today? Do you think there could have been some changes made, or do you think the Premier League have looked at that and thinking if it all goes well this weekend and there's no cases, that there could be a chance? How do you think it's gone?
Well, the guinea pigs, aren't they? Germany for the rest of the world. You'd like to think that it went okay. I don't think it was that bad, to be honest. I thought like everything that was done safely, which is the big thing. But yeah, I didn't mind it, but I just think the standard of football is not the best. If I'm being brutally honest, but it's football at the end of the day, and it's live football. You know, we've been waiting for live sport for about 7 weeks now, so it was good to have something different on the telly, I suppose.
Did you see the Borussia Dortmund substitutes? They're basically sitting apart from each other. It just felt as if they were going to be held hostage.
Yeah, the thing is that if that's the risks that they're willing to take, then to play football, then they've got to accept that's what you have to do. I don't know about you, lads, but if that was happening in the Premier League, to get Premier League football back, as long as it's safe to do it.
It is right. I was going to say to Lawrence, how do you think the Bundesliga went today? Did you watch it? And is there anything that the Premier League could do differently, or do you think what the Bundesliga set out today is the benchmark for the Premier League going forward and the EFL? Because we can't not forget about the EFL.
I didn't watch it. I was watching the rewind of the Sheffield Wednesday game. And as for, I think the thing is in Germany, their situation isn't anywhere near as bad as us, Italy, Spain. So it's kind of a hard one. But now we'll have to see. We're going to see now players testing positive for the virus. But I think one thing that the BBC was saying was that potentially players might not be allowed to tackle and stuff like that. Now, let's be honest. Football's a contact sport. So if it's unsafe to be like close enough to make tackles, mark players at set pieces, etc., then you cannot resume it.
Well, I'll start off with Peter with this one. Bona basically said, "Do you think we should change our goalkeeper?" And I think Steve Harper should come back.
Oh, you can't get kicked to Bravcoot the team at this moment of time, can you? I think Steve Harper's had his time now playing professional football. No disrespect.
So what? That's about.
He got a clean sheet today.
Yes, he did. Yes, yes.
The reason Shay Given wasn't playing, I don't know if he was injured. I was 5 months old at the time, so I couldn't tell you. Unless I went back and watched the DVD.
The next one's from the Sports Buff in 89. I'll ask you, Johnny. What league or sport will be next to restart? Obviously, we know the football's now coming back, obviously, from the Bundesliga. Do you think other sports will start getting reintroduced?
Yeah, for sure. I think I was talking to Sam. Apparently, the horse racing is going to start at the start of the month. I think the sports that you could easily start are your likes of your darts, your snooker, even boxing to an extent. Because obviously people can be like so far away from the action, or you don't have to have actually fans in the arena. So there's quite a few sports, but in terms of leagues or football leagues, I think obviously you look at the Premier League's probably going to start in the next 4 to 5 weeks. The Championship, I would imagine, will do the same. League One, you don't know, it's a bit undecided. There seems to be some teams that want to do it and some teams that don't want to do it, and it's a bit of a mess there. But I would imagine, if I was a betting man, I would say that the Premier League will be back before the 19th of June. There's too much money involved. There's too much money involved.
I basically said if the football doesn't restart by at least the middle of June, for me, they just have to. That's it. You can't leave it any longer than that, because for me, you've got to try and get in line for next season in the Euros.
Sharky, there's just too much money, though. You've got to look Sky and BT
Exactly.
by far too much money a year. If they don't have football, the Premier League lose so much money. So they need, on top of the big investors in terms of like ownership, you look at Newcastle, who they want to try and bring in. They'll say yes to this takeover, surely, because there's so much money involved. Then they want to attract the next group of wealthy people. So in terms of Premier League football, they need a product to sell, regardless if it's got fans in or not. As long as the football's on there and they say in 2 games' time Liverpool win the league, then they've got, Liverpool won the league now. So they can sell it even more. So it's going to restart. It's just when, not if.
Yeah, I'm not a case I'm against it. I'd love to see the Premier League come back and obviously the EFL, the Championship, etc. But if we get to say like June, right, and we can't get it to restart, and obviously players are against it. I mean, Joey Barton obviously hits the nail on the head with a sort of a comment. It's quite controversial as normal. He basically said, if your main players don't want to play, then it's a chance for the reserves, to have their say.
The problem is that, I was just going to say, Shite, the only thing I would say is that because of what Germany have done today, but people need to remember that Germany are a lot better equipped with the coronavirus than what the UK are. So exactly. Germany have not even had a third of deaths. I think they've not even had 8,000 deaths in their country. And you look at the UK, it's just announced that there were 34,000. So they could attempt something like this because the numbers are so low. However, with the UK, they've got to take more risks. Like there was still just under 500 people dying in the last 24 hours. So there needs to be significant improvement. You need to be in a case, say, 2 weeks before any football gets back, that there's continuously less than 100 to 150 people dying a day, and that they can control the virus in all areas, as in care homes, at hospitals, and of course at home.
Well, the thing is that there is obviously a risk that there could be a second spike of the virus. There's with people obviously now unlimited exercise and all of that. There's a lot of questions to be asked about that, about the reopening of the country. I mean, they're going to have to do something. They're going to have to try and somehow get the economy back on its feet.
Yeah, I get that. I think the thing is, though, we're in a recession, so they're going to try and do that as quickly as they can. But I think people need to remember what we're in. We're in something that's unprecedented. When this is never going to happen in our lifetimes again. So we've just kind of got to ride the storm, and if it just takes a little bit longer, then we've just got to deal with it, because that seems to be the way that Germany have dealt with it. Just if you stay in as longer as possible, it could help. So,
what happens if we get, like, say, June and they still don't? But is there a meeting soon about the resuming of the league? I'm sure, is it the next couple of days?
Yeah, I think it's on Monday, and I think what will be announced is that the Premier League will say we're going to start on June the 19th or June the 18th. I think they want to do a Friday night game. A few, obviously Sky need to have at least 3 to 4 games per match day. BT are given 1 game as well, so there's going to be at least 5 games probably that are going to be live, and then the other 5 are probably, from reading what the Mail have been saying, or the Guardian, I can't remember which one it was, but they said that the other 5 are going to be made to go on YouTube or another streaming service, just to get the games live so everybody can watch them, because the blackout, which means that the games that would start on Saturday 3 o'clock no longer exists for now to whenever the end of the season is. But we'll not see the end of the season, as in terms of the fans, in terms of Newcastle fans. If you want to go to the game, it's not going to happen.
Well, that's it. I think at the end of the day, there's fans who have obviously paid for season tickets. There's some who pay for general sale tickets. And it wouldn't be right not to stream those games free, to fans to go and see. And if it keeps fans away from the ground as well, I think that's the most important thing. At the end of the day, they'll make that money back the season after. Yeah. But when fans get in, that's another thing. Yeah, it is a tough one at the minute, because it's just strange that the season stops, 75% of the way through the season.
Yeah, it is a shame, because, look, especially if I was a Liverpool fan, I'd be thinking, can we just get the start for just 2 more weeks, just so we can say that we've won the league, and then you can stop the league if you want. But look, it will. Even if it takes a little bit longer, if UEFA say, look, right, you can finish the season, but the UK don't want to say finish, like to restart the season until maybe late June or early July, I think they'll do it, because it's out of their hands almost. It's just a financial part of the game, which rightly or wrongly, that's taken the most seriousness.
Yeah. So I'll ask this question across the board. I'll start off with Peter. This is from Lawrence Evans. Do you think our players will be playing for their future at the club when it restarts up? Obviously, he's talking about if a takeover goes through or not. Do you think they're playing for the futures? I think they are anyway.
Yeah, I think majority of them will definitely will be, because if we do get this takeover, you'd expect a lot of these players that we've currently got will be out the door. Definitely, because if they would get a new manager, they'll want to look at attracting better players than what we've got.
Lawrence, what about you?
I totally agree. There's some who will be anyways. Players like Mutovi, that's even if he gets a chance. Atsu probably. Carroll, if he's not injured for the rest of the season. But I think then you'll have more players like Kraft if he gets a chance, and particularly Bentaleb, Lazaro.
What about you, Johnny?
I would probably say Bentaleb's a player that I think needs to get a good 8 or 9 games, because he hasn't really shone as much. I think he had a good game against West Brom in the Cup, but they're Championship opposition. Lazaro, I think, has got a little bit more about him. I think you don't just go to Inter Milan for nothing. But again, we haven't really seen a lot of him. But I think there's a lot of players that are fighting for their future. Josie Manquillo and Carroll in particular are out of contract whenever they're at the contract, as in the end of the season will be.
I think no goal.
I personally wouldn't let them I wouldn't let them both have a new contract. I said this yesterday in the show. I said I don't think Manquillo is good enough. I think he's probably our best right back at the club. I think he's our best right back at the club at the minute. But that doesn't tell us a lot. And I think Carroll, as much as he loves playing for Newcastle, is he good enough at this level? I don't think he's good enough for the Premier League anymore, because he's not scoring goals, and that's what you want to buy strikers for. And people will go, well, Joe Linton's not scoring goals. Well, I don't think Joe Linton's good enough either, and it has a number 9. So we definitely, if not 1 striker, 2 strikers in the summer.
I'd say 3 strikers. Get rid of Muto, Carroll, and Gale. I think Gale will have to loan out for his last year, because he's on quite big wages that Championship clubs aren't really wanting to pay.
I wouldn't get rid of Gale until we get replacements in. If even it was a deadline day one, there'd be loads of clubs that would be after Dwight Gale in the Championship or in the lower echelons of the Premier League, as in your Norwiches or whatever. They'll take a punt on him, but we can't afford to get rid of Dwight Gale. If you remember the last home game Newcastle had, he started against Burnley and was arguably one of the best players on the pitch. All he was missing was a goal. So I know that seems like a long time ago, but we can't get rid of him until we get replacements in.
Yeah, Shoggy, I'm going to have to jump out the live stream, all right?
Yes, no problem, man. Thanks for the donation, and thanks very much for coming in the stream tonight. And make sure you subscribe to PD Product.
I see you tomorrow, Peter.
Once he's disappeared. Johnny, so what's your thoughts on obviously the FA Cup as well? We've had a few comments about playing games. The games are behind closed doors. We know that. If we make it past Man City, for example, say we're getting like Wembley, games behind closed doors, and that, how they're going to go about the FA Cup, Europa League, Champions League.
FA Cup seems to be something that want to finish. The FA are keen to finish that. They don't want to not finish a competition that's been going hundreds and hundreds of years, like 125, 130 years. So they want to try and finish it one way or another. I think it's just down the pecking order. That's the problem. I think the priority is the league. And then after the league, it's your cup competitions. I think UEFA are going to have to bite the bullet and say, we're going to have to just cancel the Champions League. I know that's not what they want to do because there's a lot of money in it. But when are you going to be able to finish it? They're saying they want to do a final. They want to do a final at the end of August. Some leagues might not even be finished until the opening weeks of August, as it is anyway. You're then asking them leagues to say, I don't know, finish at the end of July, early August, to go, right, don't play any football for 3 or 4 weeks. And then you still got the likes of PSG that haven't played any football. They cancelled the French season. So you haven't got PSG playing football for months for them just to go straight into a Champions League quarter-final.
Johnny, I'm saying there was a Sky Sports, I was checking the app today, and they said they were supposed to be kicking off at 7 o'clock. I don't know what, I haven't seen the...
No, they've been given the league, Sharky. They were given the league a couple of weeks ago, so they're champions. So PSG are champions. So,
I know that. It was just Sky Sports had them down as a 7 o'clock kickoff, like no PPPP down the league, it was a bit strange.
Yeah. It's... from what I've heard, and I thought it was just common knowledge that they won the league. So unless I'm wrong, I'm not too sure. But the only problem with PSG is that they're in a awkward position that they've in the Champions League quarter final. They managed to finish one of the last 16 games, but I think there's something like 12 teams left in the competition. So look, it's one of those things. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. But I would say the FA Cup, from a Newcastle point of view, I'd love it to be a priority, but the league's the priority in terms of what the decision makers are saying.
What about you, Lawrence?
I think the league will be priority. As for the FA Cup, I've heard competitions like the FA Cup, the Vars Trophy could maybe get finished at the start of next season, maybe September. And Champions League, Europa League played around August. But for Johnny saying, we can't really cancel a competition we've started, that's kind of why. That's why I'd just cancel the Carabao Cup next season. Just so you've got more if we're going to start the season later.
Is Sharky still there?
Yes,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was say. Oh, sorry, I thought you were going to reply to Lawrence. He was basically saying about.
No, sorry. Yeah, it's fine. I'll reply. Sorry, I thought I lost you for a second. No, yeah, it's a good point about the Carabao Cup. Would the EFL do that? Again, it comes back down to money, Lawrence. I think that's the problem. There's a lot of sponsorships involved, even in the EFL Cup. Personally, I don't think the EFL want to do that, but if they get enough people asking them to do that, I think they could, because I think a lot of the teams like your Manchester Cities, your Liverpools, or even just your Premier League teams in general might just play a second string team because it looks like a lot of Premier League teams are going to have to play twice a week, which maybe they're not used to. Whereas when the Champions League, you've got like Man City and Liverpool can put out a completely different 11, basically. If you're looking at Newcastle right now before a takeover or any takeovers getting announced, Newcastle cannot put two different 11s out because it wouldn't be able to compete. But I'd like to say it could happen, but we're going to be in a situation where something's going to have to say, look, enough's enough, or someone's going to have to say, enough's enough. We're going to have to get rid of X, Y, or Z. Do we postpone an FA Cup for a year and just say, look, we don't have the FA Cup this year. It's just one of those things. The coronavirus has hit and we can't do anything about it. And you cancel the League Cup as well, just for the 1 year. And then you start again next year when it's safe to do so.
Sorry, I've just basically said next season there should be a lot of space because there'll be no Champions League or Europa League. Like, how can you give places out to to certain clubs? You know what I mean? If it's just say for certain leagues where they've been cancelled, yeah, you might get the Premier League finished, but what about the leagues that have been cancelled? Like, how can you legit say, well, actually, we're going to give you this Champions League spot, we're going to give you this Europa League spot, when the clubs behind could say, actually, hold on, we're either behind on goal difference, we've got a couple of points behind, we could catch you. Like, I know there's a lot in the Champions League as well, but
the problem is though, Sharky, which leagues, or not even, sorry, I'll put which competitions do people, as in sponsorships, as in TV broadcasters, put the most money in? Premier League, Champions League, and Europa League. They're the ones that are going to say, look, we pay the most money. We want these games to be shown live. We want these games to be priority. FA Cup, League Cup, we're going to have to take a back seat.
Yeah, I agree.
The sports boffin said he has to go, but this is his final question. If the season can't be completed, Johnny, I'll ask you this. What happens to the players who are out of contract? Now, I believe they're getting a contract extension, like certain in the Premier League.
It's between the two players or the two parties, rather. I think they've got to just agree for when. So basically, when there's an announcement next week about when the season's going to end potentially, they can just say, look, can we try and arrange a contract from whenever the contract started to whenever the end date is, and then obviously just do it from there. But again, the big one would be Longstaff and where he stand in this, because he'd be one that you want to try and get more on a longer term basis. With Mankiw and Carroll, I think they would just sign just to get the season done, just to kind of sell themselves and put themselves in the shop windows.
Yeah, Lawrence, what about you?
I think I agree with Johnny. Just try and get a long-term contract for Matty Longstaff, for Mankiw and Carroll, who just sign, say, for however long the season we've got left of the season, and then they can go straight away. And in that time, they can probably agree to sign for someone else at the end of the season.
Yeah, Charlie Adler said, Johnny, void the cups and finish the league. That's the bread and butter for the clubs.
Yeah, I think, look, obviously the league is the most important thing, and it's the same with every team in the land. You know, that you look at League One, they can't decide what to do but the majority of them want to finish the league. It's the same in the Championship. The majority of them want to finish the league. The Premier League are a bit unique. They're going to finish the league. They can't do anything about it. So, yeah, it's one of those things. But yeah, the guy's right. It is the bread and butter.
What's your thoughts on? There's been news about League Two potentially finished now. There's obviously arguments in League One. Clubs like Portsmouth, Fleetwood, saying we don't want points per game. We want extras. Apparently, extra clubs meant to be joining the playoff. The Sunderland, and what's your thoughts on that?
League Two had no choice, Sharky, because again, I'm sorry to repeat myself, but it all comes down to money because these clubs,
you're right.
The clubs are putting staff on furlough, and they need the decision to be made, and they've just basically said, "Look, like Port Vale are just missing out in the playoffs by 1 point, and that's cost them the chance to go in the playoffs." So, look, whether it was the right thing or the wrong thing to do, it was the most sensible and practical thing to do. What I would like to see is I think Barrow are top of the National League.
Yeah, Northwest side. Yeah,
promote them so they can become the 92nd club, and then you can always make the National League one team less. It's not really the end of the world with that. If you can get your 92 back in the top 4 divisions of English football,
I think they will, though, Johnny. I think they will because Barrow for me have worked so hard this season, and they're clear of the team in second. They're clear.
Yeah, well, I've got friends in Barrow as well, and it's a strange place.
Is it Ian Evatt? Ian Evatt's the manager. Ian Evatt, is he the manager of Barrow? Doing a good job.
Yeah, it's tiny little ground. It's a nice. It's a bit of a strange area.
Also, Tom White, who was playing for Gated last season. I think he used to be on the Newcastle books.
Yeah, well, they deserve it. I think they were top by 4 or 5 points minimum. So the likelihood is they were going to get a playoff spot anyway. Just give them the league and that level as well. It doesn't make a massive difference. That could make a massive difference to Barrow in terms of the league. It's not making a massive difference financially.
I really do. I think they'll get that promotion. They'll get it.
Yeah.
Obviously, I know Stevenage, they're obviously bottom of League Two at the minute, I believe. But your thoughts on League One, Johnny, though? Do you think there's obviously a big debate of points per game, but there's certain clubs like Portsmouth, Sunderland, Peterborough, Ipswich, they're totally against it. And the Sunderland, they're basically saying, no, we want to get the season concluded. But League One is like your next sort of big hit. But then you have got some big clubs in that division.
There's some massive clubs in League One. I'm not like we can take the mick out of Sunderland, but Sunderland should nowhere near be a League One club.
No, definitely not.
Portsmouth should be nowhere near a League One club. Ipswich Town won the UEFA Cup under Sir Boy Robson. They should be nowhere near. Coventry City, Blackpool, Bolton Wanderers, even bottom of the league. They shouldn't be in that situation. But League One, again, because of the fact there's so many big clubs in League One, it might be enough to finish the season. Now, look, you mentioned the likes of Sunderland and Portsmouth and Ipswich. They want to finish the season because they need to get out of League One as soon as they physically can. Sunderland, I think, were a point off the playoffs, but I think that the top 8 or the top 9 is absolutely ridiculously close. I think, apart from Coventry, who are top, I think the next 7 teams are separated by a point. So how do you decide who's been the best team out of all them? Look, unless there's a lot of reservations over it, I can see the season finishing in League One where I couldn't.
I do as well.
Because
I really do. I think there's too much in it. Like the points as well, it's so tight. And you look at these big clubs like an Ipswich, like a Sunderland. They demand it. They get big crowds as well. Obviously, the financial burden behind it. They don't want to spend too long in League One because it could cripple their clubs. Do you know what I mean? There's not much in it.
Sky might put more games on the telly because they've lost so many games recently. Anyway, they might just go, well, while BT have a game on, say they've got a Bundesliga game on or whatever, why don't you just stick a League One game on? So that if, say, Portsmouth have got to take on Sunderland or Ipswich, 2 clubs that have got fantastic fan bases, stick them on the telly because people will watch it anyway. So that's an option. But look, I'll put it this way, percentage-wise, the Premier League 100% is going to finish. The Championship, I would say, is an 80% chance. And I would say League One is about 60-40.
If you're 80% of the Championship finishing, what would be your solution then? Because obviously you've got Leeds and West Brom who are top 2, but then you've got your playoffs like Fulham, Brentford. I forgot the other 2 now, but they're named their clubs escapers. But
Preston and Forest.
Who? Forest and who?
Preston.
So Johnny, what happens to them then? If they say they get the Premier League sorted, what do they do with the Championship clubs? Because again, the money between the Premier League and the Championship is huge.
It is, and you look at the likes of Leeds and West Brom will be banging on the door going, hold on, we're first and second quite comfortably. They're not, but they'll say they're quite comfortably first and second, just get us promoted and then let the playoffs do whatever. Look, in my personal opinion, if it was down to me, I would say by the time the 19th of June happens, you'd like to think that the UK is in a better situation, that they've dealt with the virus, hopefully. I would finish the season because I think there's enough scope to finish the season in the Championship. I think teams like Leeds, West Brom will want to finish the season so they can get promoted because, like you said, Sharky, financially it is huge. I think something like last year you could get approximately £200 million if you basically add it all up. And for a club like Leeds that haven't been in the Premier League for nearly 20 years.
Big club, by the way, Leeds. Huge club.
Yeah, of course they're a big club. And, West Brom as well, a club that maybe not as big as Leeds, but they've been in the Premier League more times than Leeds in the last 15 years. So they're used to being in the top division. So they want to be back in the top division as well. So I would say finish the season in the Championship if it's safe to do so, and just see what if the Bundesliga is probably going to be the biggest test. If they can get through the first couple of weeks without any coronavirus threats, the Premier League will go, right, let's do it how they're going to do it, and the Championship will follow suit, and League One will follow suit. And if they do it the right way, then potentially you've got an end of a season, but it will be without fans, which is the crap bit of it, really. But that's how I would do it anyway.
Just before we get Lawrence's opinion, Fuzzy Foster, who's just subscribed, thank you very much. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Thanks for 3,000 subscribers. I keep saying 300. Thanks for hitting the like button as well. Please do that. That would help me massively. What's your opinion on that, Lawrence, about League One? Obviously, the Championship. There's talk about League One potentially following the suit of League Two. Not too sure on the Championship.
I would, again, do points per game, and I would have done the same like the non-leagues. Just like normal games. If you can, do the playoffs. But if not, then the team goes in the high league. I would say the highest placed team in the relegation zone, or the highest placed team outside the automatics. That would depend on like which team is closer on the points per game table to the next place team above. So in the Premier League, West Ham or Bournemouth would get a reprieve.
Do you know what? I just think this, like Johnny says, I think the season has to finish. They like the Championship, they have to get that sorted because the money's huge. I don't think it'll be fair to reprieve, you know what I mean? But stranger things have happened. Comment from Jason Harwood. Johnny, do you think the takeover will be complete before your show next week? Obviously, it will happen before your show on Friday on Newcastle Fans TV. Go and subscribe to them, by the way. Newcastle Fans TV. And
cheers for the plug.
Yeah. No, Newcastle Fans TV. Newcastle Fans TV. Subscribe. Go on. Anyway.
No, do I think it'll be done before? I don't even know. I don't know if our show's next Friday or next Saturday. I would say it just depends. It just depends. The Premier League have got a lot on by the look of it, which is tough. I'd love it to be done by next week, but who knows? I think a lot of people are saying it's 98% done because there's just two things left that need to be done, and that's the Premier League giving it a big green tick and saying, yeah, it's fine. You can go ahead, and then there's just a transfer of funds, which can take up to 2 to 3 days, depending on how it can be transferred and how much can be transferred at a time, etc. So, I would say yes. It could be done next week, but if it's not, don't panic.
No. That's at the end of the month at least. Let's be patient.
I think the only thing I would say is just I would like a bit more communication from the club or the buyers or the sellers or whoever, just to say, look, we believe that everything's in place now. We believe that the green light's going to be given, etc., etc., because it will stop a lot of people putting a lot of leaks. I'll put that in inverted commas, that the takeover is getting done. I think we just got to, like you say, Sharky, be patient, and hopefully we can all be celebrating next week. But we'll see what happens. I'll have to head off, Sharky. But thank you very much for having me on.
No problem, man. You're more than welcome. Like I say, subscribe to Newcastle Fans TV. You'll see more of Johnny. And it's been great having you on. Thanks for taking your time out this evening.
No, it's not a problem. Have a good night, lads.
Yes, you too, mate. All the best. Stay safe. Right, Lawrence. Anyway, so on the same question, yes, I've just had a one from someone saying it's nearly 10 o'clock. Yes, I know. I'll probably talk for another maybe 5-10 minutes before we end it. So Yeah, what's your thoughts on that, Lawrence?
I think just gotta be patient. See if we, until like say we get an update from Sky or from Keith Downey or Pete Graves. Well, more Keith Downey. But I would like to also agree that I'd like to see a statement from the club or PIF to give us an update, saying it's going to happen on this day. I mean, with the current pandemic, we can't even actually, no, Steve Bruce hasn't been told much, but I
don't think anybody has, to be fair, though.
Yeah, but I think if they're going to put out a statement, put it out through, give it to a proper source to read out, because I think the Binside group were just giving their statements like a DJ. But I just think be patient with it.
Yeah, so Lawrence, I'm going to end the stream now, if that's okay. Thank you very much. I'm sure I'll be on your Facebook call tomorrow, but thanks for coming on the stream tonight, mate.
Aye. See you, man.
All the very best. Stay safe. Right, guys, so we're going to end the stream on Liam Hunter's comment. He's basically said, when am I going to be streaming live next? I will be live streaming next Saturday at 8 o'clock. So make sure that you have turned your notification bells on if you have subscribed. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe for the very first time. It would really help us out. I have hit 3K subscribers. I would like to keep growing the channel if I possibly can. Keep doing these live streams, get you more involved as well. And I appreciate everybody who's come on tonight, who's either been in the live stream, PD Prologue, Johnny, we've had Dean in as well. Sorry, we had a few connection problems, but that is part of the way YouTube works at times. But anybody who's put the comments in and had their say, I'm sure, fingers crossed, we will get our takeover. It's a case of let's just stay patient. And if we stay patient, good things will happen. I do believe if the takeover happens, which I'm 50-50 with, of course, I'm still sort of confident-ish. If we get with takeover, we will get our club back. We'll be thriving. We'll get the best players in. We'll have some really good training facilities. Mike Ashley will be out the door. What happens to Steve Bruce, I have no idea. But regardless, I will be there next season. Of course, I will be doing my match day vlogs and stuff. So, like I say, plenty to look forward to next season, regardless of the decision. But we do, fingers crossed, want the takeover. But yeah, thank you to everybody who has been involved with this stream tonight. I am just leaving it short because I feel a bit tired. Of course, been a long week. But like I say, if you haven't subscribed, please do follow me on social media, TOON Army TV, on Instagram and Twitter. If you haven't followed me on that, I do regular update on that, when I'm doing videos and stuff. So make sure you have followed that. And like I say, please hit that thumbs up as well. Let's try and grow the likes as well. Keep growing the channel. And just to everybody who has, been part of the stream, thank you very much once more. Now, like I say, enjoy your weekends. Stay safe. And I'll be back with another video very, very soon. Keep it tuned. And I'll see you all later. Ta-ra.